Hello everybody, welcome. I'm Ziggy. This is the Ziggybot. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. Christmas season, baby. Christmas season, baby. Christmas season. Hello. Hi, Savage. How y'all doing? Hope you all doing great. Hope you have a wonderful Tuesday. It is Tuesday. It is Tuesday. But before we start, there is actually a few things I wanna do that are important to me, maybe to you, but they're important to me. So today there was the Twitch recap released. For those of you who don't know what it is, it basically shows you what you achieved during a year as a streamer and as a viewer. And I first of all wanted to say thank you everyone who supports me, who watches me, who just encouraged me to continue. It means the world to me, and I would like to show you what we have achieved so far, because it's kind of crazy to think about. So let me show you my Twitch recap, because it makes me actually happy. And the first thing we're gonna take a look at, something very easy. We're gonna be taking a look at my personal stream achievements for this year. Let me make it a little bit smaller so you can see. So this is my achievements for the year 2025. We achieved quite a lot, actually much more than the previous years, which is like crazy to think about. Let me go to this side. I'm just incredibly thankful for everyone who supports me, my little adventures. So let's take a look. So this year we achieved 125 followers, which is crazy. I streamed over 700 hours, which is insane. And we were top 10 in Digimon category, top 10 in Final Fantasy category. And I was like, just chatting was my favorite category, and then art, and of course Expedition 33. We had like almost 200 streams. That's insane. And then if you talk about chats, in the chat we had like 8k chats going on stream. I took like 400 clips, and my favorite emote that was used on stream was the little hand emote. Isn't that beautiful? I just want to say thank you everyone. Means a lot to me. Ziggy, how long until face reveal? It's a good question. I'm in this point with my recap. Really, why? I think it's quite cool. Wait, what happened? Actually nothing. I just wanted to say that I'm thankful for you all, for your support. I just wanted to share it with the people, because I know some of you are not really on Twitter these days. So yeah, I was in the 10% of Protest and just chatting, which was odd. Oh, interesting. Then I would also like to share with you my personal things that I watched, because it's also kind of cool. So let me do this like that. My personal things. So I in total watched 200 hours of streams from friends, and I visited all like almost 330 days, and I sent over 3,000 chat messages. My favorite streamer who I watched this year was Chipmunk. I just love the community over there, and I love hanging out in that chat. Chipmunk is the best. You guys should follow her. She deserves all the love. And then I was watching Craigie, because I've been kind of on the Marvel Rivals Valorant grind when they were playing that a lot. And then the next one is Kamish, X-Kamish. That's a Russian VTuber who is a raccoon, and I absolutely love her. So yeah. And then the next one is Pitch Art, a talented streamer, like, wow. Every time Pitch streams, I'm just sitting there doing my art and watch. I just love the vibe of Pitch. We watched it together for 14 hours. That's crazy. And then Ria. Boy, Ria is such an amazing person, so incredibly strong. And I'm just, every time I watch her sing, I watch her play, I watch her like adventures as a VTuber, it's just so amazing. If you know a little bit of her backstory, it's just wow. She's like a true inspiration to me. My favorite categories to watch were Marvel Rivals, because I've been obsessed with this game over the year. Just chatting, I love just chatting, and then art, and then Valorant, and Mecha Break. And my most used emote outside my chat was the dancing one. So yeah. And another thing that I would like to show off is my most biggest fans, I guess. Which is kind of cool. I really appreciate it. Some people, you know, some people, maybe not, but it's the Stinger, is Sukiko, Azura, Grey Galaxy, Dia, Rose Crow, Stiest, Savage, and Ria. I really thank you guys for watching me. It means a lot. Again, I just wanted to say thank you, everybody. Really appreciate it. I think it's important to let you. I just thought it is like good to let you know. Yeah. Yeah. Enough of the freaking emotional stuff. Let's get back to being sus on the internet. Yeah, I just wanted to say thank you once again. We achieved a lot, which makes me happy. Well, yeah. No, I like Savage. Savage is fun. Great person to be around. I have my cup of chocolate milk. Cacao, to be precise. Ooh, it hits the spot. So today was a good day. Honestly, today was a good day. The reason why today was a good day, because I had like a doctor's appointment, because I have some health issues and I got some good news, so I'm pretty happy about that. But I won't disclose anything further because it's a little bit private and I don't want to talk about it publicly on stream yet. But yeah, let me tell you that everything is fine. Ziggy feels great, in the best shape he ever was. So yeah. And yesterday was a little bit strange day too, but today was perfect. It's raining outside. I have my chocolate milk, like warm chocolate. I will stream a bit and then hang out with you people, hopefully. And in my favorite season, it's Christmas season, I will wear the hat every day. I try to stream every day this month, so you cannot get sick of me. Savage is evil, bro. You know what, Savage? Next year you should change. You should be the alternative version of Savage, like the evil Savage. Anti-Savage. Maybe not. That sounds weird. Sorry. But yeah, I hope you all had a good day. Yeah. I don't know. I'm just happy. Like, when I saw like the stats and stuff like that, usually I don't really like looking at the numbers and everything that I achieved. It's just something I always avoided. And then seeing that, I'm like, holy cow, I did grow this year. I did achieve a lot. And I did it like thanks to you guys, and it's like, wow. It makes me happy. It makes me feel weird inside. Like, yeah, evil Savage should be like, Ziggy is such a kind man, I don't feel the urge to bully him. Yeah, exactly. How about that? I just wanted to say again, thank you from the bottom of my heart. Heart means a lot, honestly. Yeah. Yeah, why am I so emotional right now? I don't know, it's just, you know, when you look at something and that hits you, that I've been doing this for a long time actually, and seeing like the growth all of the sudden is like kind of cool. It's a cool feeling. Yeah, it's a cool feeling, not gonna lie. But it's not what we do here. It's not the goal to grow. It's just to have a good time, build a cool community, play finally video games, because I would buy video games and never touch them. And doing content means I will play them. And today there are some cool games we can play. We can play a few interesting ones as well. Obviously, we can like still play Where Winds Meet, but there is another game that we could try out, and it is Tiny Bunny. It is a visual novel, but it's spooky, but it's kind of cool looking. Another game we could play is By Sweet Carol. It's like Disney but spooky. Or, guys, or we could play Where Winds Meet and they're just gonna grind. It's up to you. Or if we feel like fancy, we can be like Beyblade X Zone. Like we can let it rip. I don't know, guys. What does sound fun for you? I kind of open for everything. So yeah, I'm open for suggestion. We just can chill, talk. It's also fine. I don't really have big plans tomorrow. Maybe, like I said, for the day I didn't really have big plans because today was a little bit busy morning for me. That wasn't paying attention. Whatever you feel like. Driving could be fun. Yeah, I'm need to prepare it. Like I need to find my drawing tablet. It's somewhere in my closet. Not closet, but I don't even know how it's called in English. But it's like smaller version of a closet where I put my tech stuff, like my hard drives, my charging cables, battery packs, and stuff like that. And I need to find it, and I just don't want it. But yeah. Before we actually, that might be a cool thing. Let me see how long each game is. How long is the game? Tiny Bunny. Whereas 4 to 5 hours. You know what? How about we do Tiny Bunny? A drawer. Yeah, exactly. Sorry. I was like, how's it called in English? A drawer. I feel like we couldn't play. How about we play something spooky for you? Like something spooky, something crazy. Yeah, how about that? Yeah, how about, yeah, I'm down. Guys, are you down to play something spooky? With foxes, bunnies, and a lot of animals. Basically, Zootopia, but more freaky. Like not Beastars freaky, but Zootopia tries to kill ya. I kind of feel like it. Do I want to play a spooky game? Will I be able to sleep afterwards? That's the question. What are you thinking, Ziggy? What do you think? Do you want to play a spooky game? Spooky game sounds fun though. Wait, how about we play a spooky game? I've actually, gonna be honest with you, I tried to read and get into Beastars, couldn't. I watched one new episode and it wasn't for me. But I watched like back then when I really didn't really understood English much, so yeah. Let's play Tiny Bunny. Tiny Bunny is gonna be cool. Let's play a spooky looking game. Sounds fun. I've heard about horror at the end that I'm not excited for. Oh. So again, I have no idea about Beastars. I know it's like cool, has a cool following. I like the music, visually it's cool, but I didn't really. I tried to watching it for real. I watched it for one episode. I didn't really get it. So the game we're gonna play has offensive language and scene of physical and psychological violence. So proceed with caution, guys. So be advised. Be advised. Okay. I know that might be for some of you. It might be a little bit difficult to handle. But I think we're gonna play a spooky game. Let me know how you can hear it, if everything here is fine. Which you should be able to hear everything perfectly. If not, we have a problem that Houston needs to fix. But, from my understanding, this game was created by a Russian developer team. It's a visual novel, inspired a little bit by the old, like, Brother Grimm stories, especially the Red Riding Hood. And you see a lot of amazing characters that look like spooky as hell, and they try to bite off your pee-pee in a funny way. So yeah, we can practice some bunny. We can practice some. I mean, honestly, with Savage, I feel like that could be like your character, your OC that you have, but evil. Let me see, like, music is fine, voices is fine, text, speed, audio, everything. Read text, skip, window. Yeah. Okay, new game. Tiny Bunny. Let's go, guys. Let's freaking do this. No, man, I'm not nearly cool enough for that. The wind clawed at my window all night long. It wandered the fields and howled like a hungry beast. An endless song waved from all sorts of voices, shrill, gentle, sneery, twined in the air. They were shouting and laughing and arguing about something. Someone was running through the snow while casting long shadows that would occasionally creep close to my bed. Our house had a mind of its own, cranky old mind of a building that had seen lots in its days and was seemingly trying to share its wisdom with the inhabitants. I feel like you could pull it off, Savage. Think about it. The lonely house faced the forest, and the dark green thicket gazed back with its hollow eyes, rustling, whistling, swaying back and forth. Back and forth. Wait, actually, we might do something funky. Let me do something funky as well. How the fuck does Ziggy do something funky? Ziggy, how do you do something funky? Funky. Funky. Did I do something funky? At the lonely house faced. Where's my mouse? Where'd my mouse go? Okay, continue. Wait, what the hell? What happened? Where'd my mouse go? Main menu. Yeah, wait, let's restart the game. I fucked it up. I wanted to do something funky. Okay. That was a test run. I fucked it up. Great. Okay. Now we're cooking. Okay, now we can begin. That was a warm-up. Jesus, how could I mess this up? And here, our adventure begins. Tiny Bunny, a visual novel in an interesting world where there's a bunny who is tiny. Will Ziggy survive or will he fall? Let's find it out all together. Let's go. The wind clawed at my window all night long. It wandered the fields and howled like a hungry beast. An endless song waved from all sorts of voices, shrill, gentle, sneery, twined in the air. They were shouting and laughing, arguing about something. But about what? Someone was running through the snow while casting a long shadow that would occasionally creep close to my bed. Our house had a mind of its own, the cranky old mind of a
for FPS flag raise fan fanan agnam ram refash krarek
Get jump scared. Okay, I didn't really jump scare because there's a little bit delay of stream, but okay, next time do better. Building that had seen a lot of its days and was seemingly trying to share its wisdom with the inhabitants. What? Luma, hi, wait, thank you, what the fuck? Thank you, what the heck? Damn. Thank you, Mom. Wow. Well, I did not expect it at all, but thank you. Holy cow, how are you doing? What the introduction. Thank you for the 30 BDs. And just go slurk. Amazing. Oh, wow. That's crazy. Thank you. Holy shit. Appreciate it. Wow. Let's go. That's insane. Thank you, Luma. Holy shit. Appreciate it. Holy cow. That's so cool and so kind. Wisdom, I'm just... What the heck happened right now? Wow, sir. Thank you. Christmas season, baby. The lonely house faced the forest, and the dark green thicket gazed back with its hollow eyes, rustling, whistling, swaying back and forth. Once could come out and stand at the edge of the forest to reassure themselves there was nobody behind the crooked trees. Icy silhouettes swaying in the wind couldn't possibly do any harm, could they? I'll just play up a light and shadow. Just a play. Just a play. I knew it was just my imagination. I was already 12, after all. Oh. Glossary. Menu. Auto. Okay. Still. Wait, this is a fox in the background at episode 1. The owl will arrive. Dude, it was a wolf or fox? That was crazy. Episode 1, the owl will arrive. Ooh, spooky. Let's go. Oh my god, look at it.
книгу немедленно.
Hey, put away your book.
Сколько раз говорила, не читай за столом, вредно. Сидишь, сутулился весь.
How many times have I told you not to read at the table? It's bad for your health. Look at how slouchy you are. So by the way, this game has a Russian dub, but we have Russian subs, so yep. Enjoy. Oh my god, look at the visuals. Holy shit. Hide. I didn't protest and put the book about Conan the Barbarian aside. Oh, nice. I was stuck on a line I couldn't understand after reading it 3 times anyway. Here's the rabbit. We will see, it's just the beginning. The first thing we're gonna see is an owl, I guess. But Savage, what do you think of the art style? It's super cool, isn't it? Olya had already finished her breakfast and was munching on some cookies. She was so enthusiastic, she almost looked like your typical girl from commercials.
Пока не съешь, из-за стола не встанешь.
You're not going anywhere until you finish all of it. I, on the other hand, was still trying to drill a hole in the plate with my eyes, as if it would make the porridge disappear. Dude, I love porridge. How about you guys? I love porridge. Porridge is so good, especially when you wake up. Porridge, chef's kiss. If you add some salt, maybe sometimes I like to add like cinnamon. It's nice. It's best. It's also good when you get sick. I've been misled. There is no rabbit with the first 5 minutes such misleading label. It's a tiny rabbit. You just don't see it. I also sip porridge with migraine. Yeah, it's a good food. Hazy anxiousness welled up inside, all because of the previous sleepless night, the black forest around our house, and the gloomy wind. I have I don't know, I get like bad vibes from this game, alright, like spooky. Whenever she babysat us, she fed us porridge. Oh, I hope the times still were good. I honestly like porridge. I might make some tomorrow when I wake up. The longer I waited, the colder the lumpy white substance became. It looked like a jellyfish from the Costacea Odyssey. I love that show. I wonder how horrifying the bottom of the ocean is. Yeah, that's something I think sometimes. What is for real underneath the ocean, you know what I mean? It is spooky as heck. Oh, how cold the black forest. How cold the black forest is at night. This game will test my English reading skills, but it is a good practice for me. The spoon fell out of my hand. Mom showered me with a cold glare from her green eyes.
Что я говорила?
What did I just say? Wanna eat whatever is at the bottom of the ocean. I feel like whatever is on the bottom of the ocean will eat you first before you even can.
Я достану.
I'll get it. Our name is Anton. Cool. I had 10 seconds to catch my breath before battling the nasty porridge once again. I felt around for the spoon. What is this? Craft on the other side of the table? Karina. Karina. Huh? That's my mom's name? Guess she carved it out with something pointy when I was little. So she sure was a rascal damaging the furniture like that. Wait, if I place glossary, what happens? Glossary is empty. Probably when we find information we can look it up, right? She would scold me for a week if I did something similar though. Should I remind her about it? No, she's been in a bit of a bad mood lately. It's probably the Red Army visit. I imagine her being my age sitting under this table. I wonder, was my mom afraid of the dark back then? Or the sound of coming from the attic. Okay, this is like kind of scary, the sound from the attic, especially if you're small. Or the thick forest. I don't know, I live around forest, so I'm not scared of the forest. I feel like I don't know, I'm also not scared of the dark. Oh my god, that scared me. Imagine my grandma coming into my little mom's room, sitting at the edge of her bed, where Olya sleeps nowadays, and saying this in her soft, smooth voice. Is the screen moving? Or am I imagining stuff? I did not expect this image to pop up. That freaking scared me.
Тайга особое место, дитятка.
Taiga is a special place, little girl. My ancestors are from in the near of Taiga, actually. So, it's kind of cool.
Она к тебе присматривается, принюхивается.
Watching you closely, sniffing you out, savage. It can smell you. Taiga is, by the way, super beautiful, but super dangerous.
Словно хочет понять, что ты за зверь такой.
Trying to discern what kind of a beast you are.
Понравишься, в беде не бросит.
If you're a good sort, It won't abandon you in times of trouble. It's kind of cool how in Russian it's like such a short sentence, but in English it's like kind of long. Понравишься, она в беде не бросит. It's like понравишься, она в беде не бросит. It's like less than crazy. Grandma is the rabbit. I feel like we are the rabbit. I don't know. I don't know much about it. I knew like from the Russian community this is like a super great game. So yeah.
А будешь проказничать, схватит за бочок и утащит с собой под землю.
But if you're a bad apple, it'll grab you by the side and drag you under the ground. Ooh, spooky.
Тут и дело с концом.
And that would be it. You probably are, but it's funny to pretend it's the gray, but Grandma. I mean, I kind of like her design. Grandma was caring. She never fought with anybody, never yelled, never swore. Yeah. Those were the times without demanding screams until late at night, without smashed dishes and mutual accusations. This does hit home, this does hit close home. Our parents used to love each other back then. Damn, this game will kill me. I remember listening in one of their conversations by chance. They were talking about Grandma getting prepared for her funeral. Yeah. Okay, that's gonna be a tough cookie to play. She had already bought a casket. She called her cute funeral box. Yeah, that's nice. It waited for its time in the closet patiently. It's actually quite a common thing in Russia, to be honest. It was black, upholstered with meat-colored material on the inside. I saw it when my grandma was getting buried. The house didn't change since the time she was alive, only all of the photos were gone. Glass-covered pictures with grey faces of my ancestors. They all had the dead, but watchful look in their eyes. Crawled out from under the table. Olya was done with her cookie and was looking at my share like a sly woodland critter. I turned my gaze toward the frosted window. There were a lot of dark pines outside, but they didn't grab my attention. The pattern of frost formed a picture on the glass. This is the thing we saw earlier, right?
Оля, гляди, лиса!
Olya, look, it's a fox. This is a fox, isn't it? I just noticed it at the end. That's so crazy cool.
Где?
Where? It looked almost like those optical illusion thingies they put on the back of a student notebook. What's it called? Nanograms? No, the other one. Like where you have to focus not on the picture but behind the picture to see something hidden. A mixture of lines at first glance, but if you blur your vision a little bit, you can see a fox. And look under at certain angle.
Да не на улице, на стекле.
Not outside, on the window.
Смотри, вот нос, вот.
Look, here's the nose and here's...
Ну-ка, доедай.
Hey, eat up.
Да, да, сейчас.
Yes, just a moment.
Я ничего не вижу.
I don't see anything.
Живо.
Hurry up,
Совсем немного осталось.
there is not much left.
А, вот. Но все равно не похоже.
Ah, there it is. But it still doesn't look like one.
А я говорю, похоже.
I'm telling you it does.
Не-а.
Nuh-uh.
Похоже.
It does.
Прекратите. Ну что за дети?
Stop it. These kids, I swear. What's gone? Now I couldn't see the fox either. Disappeared. Only the frosty patterns similar to stretched out nettle leaves kept creeping up the glass. My dad entered the kitchen with the long, measured steps. I want to have a beard like his when I grow up. Yeah, why does he look like a giga chat? Mom would always ask jokingly, "Come on, shave it off, it stinks." This was so long ago. Nowadays, rumbling doors and witty comebacks were an everyday occurrence. Olya always covers her ears whenever she hears something like, "What's the point in all of this?" through the wall. "It's all for your sake," Dad would reply, "for the sake of our family." I always caught every sound in fear of hearing the most dreaded, the deadliest word that started with a D. DVO. I don't even want to finish. It was scary to imagine that me and my little sister could be torn apart and taken in two different families.
Да что твоя лиса? Вот у меня на окне сова.
Anyway, your fox is nothing. I have an owl at my window.
Опять ты со своей совой.
You and your owl talk again.
Так ты же вчера мне верил.
You said you believed me just yesterday.
Никто ключи от машины не видел?
Has anybody seen my car keys?
Вроде оставлял на подоконнике.
I remember leaving them on the windowsill.
Вроде.
Right.
Вроде оставлял.
Maybe you
вроде
did, and maybe not.
Вроде взрослый мужчина, отец 2 детей, а вроде...
You're a grown man, a father of 2, and still.
Перестань, пожалуйста, Карина.
Rina, please stop.
Дай мне спокойно собраться.
Just let me get ready in peace.
В корзине твои ключи.
Your keys are in
Возле
the
телефона.
basket, near the phone.
Огромное тебе человеческое спасибо.
Well, thank you very much.
Антон, ешь быстрее, а то как мученик сидишь.
Anton, stop making a martyr out of yourself and finish eating already.
А сова?
The owl.
Не было там никакой совы.
There was no owl.
Была.
But there was one.
Глазюки огромные.
It had giant glowing eyes.
Светятся.
Olya sprung up from the chair and placed her hands on her little face, imitating the pair of eyes with her fingers, the size of an apple each.
В прошлом году Бабай в шкафу. Сейчас сова?
Last year you had Babai in your closet and now it's all. Glossary. Babai, in Slavic folklore, a nocturnal spirit used by parents to threaten their ill-behaving children. It's like boogeyman. Put it simple.
Но я же видела.
But I saw it. Olya shifted her gaze back and forth from Dad to Mom to me, but couldn't find any support.
А ты не думала подружиться с ней, нет?
Have you thought about befriending it?
Вымышленными мышами покормить, например?
You know, like feeding it with imaginary mice.
Не подначивай ребенка.
Don't bully our girl.
Просто мала еще.
She's just afraid to sleep alone because she's still little. Olya pouted her lips in rebellion and rushed into the hallway. The staircase that led to the second floor creaked. Mom gave Dad a strict look. Oh, the look at her eyes. It's so uncomfortable to be pinned under it. Dad just nodded and replied and left, ringing with the keys he just found. A minute had passed, and the theme song from The Little Mermaid echoed through the house. It was stored in a incredibly worn-out cassette tape, which Dad already had to glue together once. Yeah, we did it too back in the day. Back in the day, we heard music on cassette players. And the cool thing was, you could there were some cassette players where you record with somebody's cassette player music to your own cassette, and you have to glue it together. Like you could do DJing stuff. It's fun. It's old technology. Probably not a lot of you people used cassettes and maybe even VHS. But I did. It's so easy to fix objects by gluing them back together, for example. Not everything can be fixed, unfortunately. But how do you fix a relationship? For example, that's something that is difficult to fix, especially if you're a kid. Mom moved to the living room, and I was left alone, anxiously stealing glances at the window. Olya had trouble sleeping ever since we moved to this house. She looks beautiful though. I like how the eyes are made. I mean, honestly, I would have trouble sleeping in that house too, if I were little. It is, right? She would toss and turn or curl up in a ball under the blanket. The lashes are so cute. Yeah. It's like giving me like what's like gives me like I don't know how her name is, but it's gives me like winter vibes. There's like wait, can you hear that? Listen. Wow, somebody's singing. Can you hear that? Sometimes she would jump up in the middle of the night and turn on the VCR. Cartoons helped to take her mind off all the troubles we had within the move and our parents. Oh! Fuck. Fuck. And then Olya said she saw the giant flying monster outside the window. Dude. Oh, that was great. Rod jumped. Dude. Holy cow. She became obsessed with it. Our parents did everything in their power. They tried every little trick to get rid of those ridiculous fears. Can't lie, hear me out on that monster. Yeah, we will see. Olya refused to sleep alone and didn't believe that the owl was just one of her nightmares. I don't think it was an owl. It looks like more like a wolf or something. After last night, I was unsure what to make of my sister worlds, what to think of it myself. After last night? What happened last night? Can nightmares be infectious? Oh. That sounds dangerous. That night, I couldn't get a wink of sleep and ended up thinking what to expect from my new school. It's an anime then? Absolutely not. Looks like a blob. There were a couple of days left before the beginning of the new term. My imagination drew long twisting hallways that led to a classroom full of kids. But all the students behind their desk were simply dark figures, called out using a template. Okay, this is kinda creepy. Dude, this is creepy, not gonna lie. This is kinda creepy. Dude, this is kinda creepy. Why this dude looks like the dude from Hunger Games, Peter. Circular holes gaped in the middle of their faces, and pairs of eyes blinked inside those holes. It was as if someone, a completely different creature, were looking at me from behind the flat blank silhouettes. Dude, why the fuck is it so creepy? It's so funny, but also so creepy. What the fuck? Their cruel glares, filled with icy sneers, made me shiver from head to toe. Will I survive here? Dude, this is not like fucking Squid Game. Won't they gang up on me, beat me down, stomp on me with their bloodied shoes? This guy in the background is extremely creepy. The damn school can burn for all I care. It got... Why? It's so... Ooh. I just wished for anything to happen to it. Doesn't really matter what I did. Didn't want to go there that badly. I didn't want to see people who are just itching to smack me on the head, trip me up, think of a new offensive name for me, worse than the previous one. Dude, Anton, I can relate. I felt like the glasses I wore made me outsider or some sort of a monster. My gaze slid across the drawing hanging on the walls. Dude, this is gonna be a jump scare. Couldn't consider myself a great artist, but Olya begged me to hang them. Drawing was the only thing that made me happy as of late. Oh. The small circles of a friend I had also enjoyed my paintings, and they promised to call me from time to time. Sometimes I imagine Mom picking up the phone and saying in a cold voice, "You got the wrong number." Well, Anton is not around. I imagine my future classmate laying in their beds, just like me, listening to the howls of invisible werewolves outside their windows. Maybe my new classmate will like me after all. Maybe. Who knows? Oh, but who would ever like a boy with thick glasses? Man. Yeah, this game does touch some personal topics that are hard to relive again. I mean, my dad used to wear glasses when he was little, and now he's married. The most beautiful woman on planet, my mom. Aw, that's kind. The house creaked, pressed by the wind. The condo we used to live in, a 9-floor concrete building, buzzed with the neighbor's drill, mumbled with a TV set from behind the wall, cried like a baby from the big family next door. Our current house, though, I can't really call it new, was completely different. It was silent and easygoing during the day. Its shadows lay dormant in the corners on the closest cobwebs and under the stairs. But they all woke up during the night. Sometimes was watching me from every corner, almost of it. The old photos of my deceased family with their ashes eyes were hanging on the walls and in place of my drawings. The floor was squeaking, rusty drains were moaning, the attic was occupied by noisy drafts. One could think the house was performing some sort of demonic melody. And then I realized I was in fact hearing music. It was already playing for a good while. Yo! It's like ballet music. Somewhere at the edge of my perception, I could hear a flute. Oh, this slaps. It was mixed in with the sound of the wind. Creaking old house and my thoughts. Too. I stood up and rushed to the window. I wanted to reassure myself that this music was nothing more than a product of my imagination. It's not like someone is playing in there amidst the cold, snowy night, right? What do you think, guys? Let's check it out. Oh, someone was dancing in the fields. It's animals. Savage, it's animals. Black silhouettes I could barely make out, with dark forest as their backdrop. They jumped around, basked in moonlight, bumped into piles of snow, rolled around, crawled on all fours. Stories about wolves playing under the moon came to mind, but these were clearly not wolves. They stood upright at times, circled around, holding hands and whipping up snow, disappearing into the shadows for a brief moment and then come back. Contract my statement. So, who do you think we have here? We definitely have a bear. We have a bird. We have a fox. Right? No monster smashing, it's an animal. Something bizarre was going on. Shadows dancing in this abyss made my imagination go wild, making me anxious at the same time. Suddenly the music stopped. Oh, they saw me. Dancing shadows froze in place, and I could swear pierced me with their eyes. One of the silhouettes immediately parted from the bizarre shadow carnival and sprinted across the field with the giant leaps. It will pop up. It glided on squeaky snow without leaving any prints until it was devoured by the pitch black shadow of my house, which became even darker and thicker. Are you ready, guys? My heart was jumping around like the bird inside a cage. I shut the curtains with a swift motion and stepped back toward the bed. They saw me. A freezing torrent of fear washed over me. I stood in the middle of the perfectly dark room and listened to some unwanted guests move and escape around looking for an entrance. Then circled around the house. Now my guest should be at the front door. Dum dum dum. In the meantime, guys, remember to stay hydrated. It's a good point to hydrate. Maybe I should save, by the way. Okay, we saved. Okay, hydration done, save done. Let's continue. I jumped onto the bed and covered myself with the blanket as if it could protect me. Hello? Blanket is the best protection gear you can have in RPGs. The shackles of fear locked my muscles. I remembered the funeral, my grandma lying there, hands crossed on her chest, her facial features sharp like that of a tin doll. Ants running up and down the legs of chairs that held my grandma's casket. I imagined those little creatures climbing up her head and pulling out her eyelids with their tiny legs. Ooh, it's getting spookier and spookier. Then her wrinkly eyeballs would once again move inside their sockets and she'd be able to see her grandchildren. I was chanting the spell she taught me throughout the whole procedure. Now lying under the blanket and listening to squeaks and howls, I was repeating the same words. Oh boy.
На острове Буяне, в синем океане, стоит домовина, в ней сало и глина, волосы седые, чертям еда, раба Божьего Антона не тронут никогда.
On the island of Guyana, underneath the blemished sun in the sea of color blue, stands a cabin made of wood that lay lent as hair for the spawn from devil's lair. To feast always leave alone God's faithful servant named Anton.
Бесы забудут дорогу к дому.
Evil leave this house must.
Мертвый к мертвому, живой к живому.
Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. Bizarre sound had disappeared. I cautiously peeked out from under the blanket and saw curtains waving around like a hanged man. And then the night dosed me with a new portion of boiling terror. This sound scratched at my eardrums. In reality, something or someone were scratching at the front door, orderly clawing the wood, damaging to be let in. The door was shut. Dad had become very cautious recently, so he installed a sturdy lock. He looked so scary, not gonna lie. I remembered him staring at the forest initially as if he was looking for someone.
Мертвое к мертвому,
Ashes to ashes,
живое к живому.
dust to dust. I tucked my knees, placing my chin between them, and drilled the door with my eyes. I was so flimsy, weak before the might of darkness. And then, doorknob twitched slightly. Then it turned halfway, once twice, as if the person who tried to enter had no hands. The doorknob tilted once more and then started clinking violently. My jaw cramped from fear. My wet fingers clutched to the blanket. The door creaked and opened. Here we go. The wind taunted me, moaning inside the tin brains. Now, you will see. The door was wide open. The darkness glittered inside the carnivorous mouth of a doorway. I think I see an eye. I think this. Do you see this eye? Do you see here? This is like an eye looking at me. I think. What the fuck? Oh. Oh, ah. It's like a nickname for Anton, Antosha. It was as if the night itself was calling out to me, flapping its black wings and squeaking with rusty hinges. I was trembling and snarled by the web of darkness that hung in the corners of my room, waiting for one who weaved to come out in the gaping black hole. Oh. Nya. Oh, nya. My abdomen tightened, my chest rose up, ready to exhale. A desperate scream. But before I was able to do anything, the darkness asked me,
Ты спишь, Тоша?
Tosha, you asleep? My sister's pale face protruded from the thick shadows. I almost screamed from relief. Olia frowned and stuck out her lower lip, a clear sign that she was about to cry.
Оно опять прилетело и пялится на меня.
It's there again, staring at me.
Прогони ее, Тоша.
Shoo her away, Tosha, please.
Я так боюсь.
I'm so scared. The fear that was tormenting me just a minute ago crawled away and hid somewhere in my stomach. I needed to calm Olia down.
Это был сон, глупая. Не пугайся. Сны не кусаются. Никто тебя не обидит.
It was just a dream, Sally. Don't be scared. Dreams don't bite. No one's going to harm you. Olia sobbed. She was trying her best to believe me. But was I sure
У
myself?
меня есть идея.
I have an idea.
А пойдем к тебе в комнату, видик посмотрим. Спящую красавицу, например.
Let's go to your room and watch the video. Sleeping Beauty, for example.
Тебе же nравится этот мультик?
You like that cartoon, don't you?
Почему у спящей красавицы принца у меня эта страшная птица?
Why does the Sleeping Beauty have a prince and I have this scary bird? The question took me by surprise.
Ладно, давай посмотрим Золушку.
Alright, let's watch Cinderella. My thoughts became tangled, fuzzy. What was that? What stared at me with its eyes while dancing feverishly under the moon? Darkness was clinging to the window and couldn't be fooled by Grandma's old chants. Couldn't be satisfied with feast of lard or long Russian hair.
Тоша, ты идешь?
Sasha, you coming?
Да, сейчас.
Yes, just a moment. Fuck my monkey. Fuck my monkey, dude. Fuck my monkey. Fuck my monkey, dude. Fuck my monkey. Jesus Christ. Fuck my monkey. Dude, fuck my monkey. That's why I didn't want to laugh at Olia and her all in the morning. Jesus Christ, that was good. That was a good one. Ding dong, ding dong. Who could be visiting us here in the middle of nowhere? We don't know anyone around here. Ding dong, ding dong. So persistent. I felt extremely unsettled just from a silly thought that our morning guest could have come from the woods. I could barely hear voices coming from the front door. My mind was urging me to hide. In the closet, under the table, behind the curtains, where Olia always hides.
Тоша, подойди-ка сюда.
Tosha, come here. Felt like kettlebells were tied to my feet, but still dragged them toward the hallway. A couple of policemen towered over me in a doorway. They smelled like frost and worry. My mom always winced and grumbled at the moment she saw patrol cars, worse than bandits. At the moment, thought she looked somewhat confused.
Здравствуйте.
Hello? The senior officer who wore a grim expression nodded.
Тут мальчик вчера потерялся, Вовой зовут.
A boy had gone missing yesterday. His name's Wova.
Глянь, пожалуйста. Ты его не видел?
Look at this, please. Have you seen him? The policeman held out a photograph to me. There was a ginger boy around the age of elementary school, pictured with a wall carpet as the backdrop. He had a striped hat in his hands and wore a wide smile.
Нет.
No, I haven't.
Точно?
Are you sure?
Посмотри внимательнее.
Look closely.
Где мне его видеть? Я тут никого не знаю, да и из дома-то почти не выхожу.
Where would I see him? I don't know anyone around here. I barely leave the house.
А может, видел в окно?
Well, maybe you've seen him from the window?
Да, у тебя ведь окна на лес.
That's right. Your windows looked straight to the forest, don't they? The window?
Нет, не видел.
No, I haven't seen anything.
Ясно.
I see. Oh, that's the... Wait, I need to make sure. Is this the guy who voiced the Russian Galileo? I think so. He sounded tired, but his eyes, his stare, long and heavy, was full of suspicion. I squirmed unwittingly under the weight of guilt which his giant shadow cast over me. Policeman finally tore his eyes from me and glanced over the hallway, the stairway, and the cracks in the ceiling, which I haven't noticed before for some reason.
Вы, кстати, как на новом месте? Попривыкли уже?
How do you like your new place, by the way? Getting used to it?
Понемногу, только вот дочка маленькая по городу скучает.
Bit by bit, just our little daughter misses the city a lot.
Скучает, значит. Из местных вас никто не беспокоит?
Misses the city, huh? Have the locals been treating you well?
Все хорошо, спасибо.
Yes, everything is alright, thank you. The policeman pierced through me one more time with his brown eyes, my head starting spinning. Dude, I love this art style so much. I don't know, it's like, ooh. Like, look at this. Look at this. That looks beautiful, doesn't it? Looks like insanely cool. What the hell? But dude, that jump scare, it was a good one.
Может, вам помочь как-то?
Can I help you somehow? I asked that in a shaky voice to look to like polite boy and to end this unpleasant conversation sooner.
Ты, малец, на племеша моего похож.
You look like just like one of my nephews, little fella.
Шустрый парнишка твоих лет. С такими же окулярами. Все книжками зачитывался. Детективами.
He's a witty boy, around your age. Wears the same type of goggles. Always engrossed in reading those mystery novels.
Когда летом погостить приезжал, говорит, что в школу милиции мечтает поступить.
Told me he wants to enroll in police school when his family visits this summer.
Как я. Хотел людям помогать. Смекаешь?
Want to help other people, just like me, see? Felt uncomfortable, as if a distant relative and not a police officer stood before me.
Сидите-ка вы лучше дома. Не ввязывайтесь ни во что. Жизнь сейчас совсем другая пошла.
Yeah, that's true. Little boys like you should stay at home, steer away from trouble. The times have changed so much. Mom interjected in a cold voice.
Мне ли не знать?
You don't say.
Ну да ладно.
Ah, well then.
Ты, Антон, в каком классе учишься?
What grade are you in, Anton?
В 6-м.
6th.
Друзей-то на новом месте еще не завел?
Have you made any friends here so far?
Пока нет.
Not yet.
Я только после каникул в школу
I'll be
пойду.
going to school for the first time after the break. After the holidays.
Тогда вот вам на всякий случай мой номер. Звоните, если узнаете что.
And then I'll leave you my number, just in case. Call me if you have any new info. Policemen were going on along with the shadows, the smell of cheap cologne, and the photo of a smiling boy. His face still stood before my eyes. I wonder what if it was like for him, being all alone there. For some reason I thought of the forest swaying in the wind. What did his poor parents feel? And what would my parents do if I gone missing? Would they cry and thrash around hysterically? Or would they accuse each other like they always do and forgot about me eventually?
Мам, а Вова этот в нашем лесу заблудился?
Mom, this Vova, did he go missing in our forest?
Выходит, что так. Бедный ребенок.
Seems like it, poor child. Looked out of the window at the road. Damn, that's crazy. Police UAZ drove off toward the village. UAZ is a car brand. UAZ, a Soviet and Russian off-road freight passenger car brand, which was produced on the Ulyanovsk car factory. It's like a cool-looking car. It's a little truck. The officer's new view came to mind when I was splitting off the old paint from the windows. I remembered all the teenagers' mystery novels from the Black Kitty series I've read this summer. Black Kitty, a series of contemporary Russian original translated teen mystery books. Your average boys and girls investigated all sorts of mystery there. They looked for clues, spied on suspicious people, and after a set of amazing adventures, bam, solved any complicated case. They became local celebrities and must have made their parents very proud. I noticed a trail of policemen footprints that led to the forest. And then it clicked in my head. Why don't I start investigating on my own? Maybe I'll find that lost boy, and I get a reward. Olya will be so happy. And not only Olya, mom and dad too. Maybe I'll even save us from the D word. Divorce, by the way. I fantasized about buying Olya a Tamagotchi and getting a cassette player and a bunch of tapes for myself. And a whole box of Kinder Surprise. Kinder Surprise, for those Americans, is like a brand, which is like a milk chocolate. And it's just an egg, and then inside the egg is like a toy. Which in the US, I believe, are is like what's it called, like forbidden, because they fear that the kids will choke on the toys, which is like understandable, but yeah, they're delicious. I hate what they become nowadays. They don't have cool toys, unfortunately. When was the last time our parents bought us any toys? Last autumn, I think. My dad had lost his job at the time. That's the annoying song about it. Counted. A song by an all-female Soviet pop band by Kombinatsia that became widely popular. Yeah, I like that song. It's a cool song, actually. Бухгалтер, милый мой бухгалтер. Бухгалтер, милый мой бухгалтер. I had a little to no idea what was the accountant shop like. They count money, I think. I think so too. Neighbors used to envy us. But nowadays, mom and dad barely had money to afford sweets, and dad would always divide a single chocolate bar between me and Olya. No matter how much I wanted to eat sweets, she was still just a beep squeak. Couldn't wait to go out looking for clues.
Пойду погуляю.
I'm going outside.
Ага, сейчас.
Yeah, right.
Лес вон какой густой.
Forest is so thick. What is this?
А если мальчика звери дикие утащили? Или того хуже?
What if the boys got snatched by a wild animal? Or even worse. Even worse, I go through the hallway.
Да я рядом буду. В лес не пойду.
I won't go far. I'll stay away from the forest.
Что я тебе сказала?
Do you hear what I
Мне
said?
дважды повторять.
Or should I repeat myself?
Лучше портфель собери
Either
или
go
соли
pack your
поиграй.
school bag or play with Olya. The sound of splashing water came from the kitchen. I meant the argument was over and mom had the last word. Relatable. Okay, what is this? This cross had seen so many people come and go to this house. It was black as if it absorbs all human sin from the long years it was hanging on the ceiling. After grandmother died, mom was going to take it off and hang a horseshoe on its place as a lucky charm, but she cut herself with the cross sharp corner and almost fell from the stepladder. Dad called it a sign from above and ordered the cross to be left alone in its rightful place. What else do we got here? My parents prohibit me from making long-distance calls, but from time to time I really want to hear my old friends. Sometimes I will just pick up the phone, listen to the low hum of the zoomer and the distant crackling, imagining the wind howling in the ice-laid chords. Mom's pack top, a family relic. My mom played it when she was little, and she gifted it to me. Olya was next in succession line. The toy belonged to her now. She started dancing spindlets that could show her something of fairy tale, maybe even of future. Now even my little sister was a bit too old for the old squeaky peg tap. We wanna go to... How about we try to open... What do I do? Let's open this up. A dark, stuffy closet. Mom said it smells like mice, but how would she know their smell? She hates when I stick my nose in there. She is afraid I'll cut myself on a freshly sharpened axe. And Olya can't even be lured close to it. She thinks BaebiiVerse is living there. I tried to help her fight her fears once. I opened the door and turned on the dim lamp so she would see there was nothing but cobwebs, dead stools, and scratched walls. She still didn't believe me. And I liked to hide in the closet and listen to Olya count inside. 1, 2, 3, better hide from me. And then drag her feet on the crackling floor, but hoping that she wouldn't need to look for me in the cramped monster den.
Антон!
Anton! Wait, let me see, that's a good point to save, right? That's a good point to say.
Сейчас ремня получишь.
I'll whip you if you make a single step out the door. To kitchen. What else can we look at? Took a peek at Mom's crossword. She would get very angry when someone gave her advice, so me and Dad faked knowing the answer and being about to reveal it all the time. I smiled at the fleeting stuff. Second letter is E. The site of an old ocean freezer was checked, covered with my childish drawing, Mom's recipe, and all kinds of stickers, from bubble gum with dinosaurs that Olya liked so much. Anton, that still life picture, hung a piece of rolled paper with the phone number of the police officer who visited us. First Lieutenant Tikhonov. I read inside my mind, looking at the officer's sprawling handwriting. Scraped off paper was held by 2 pieces of broken magnet from some old Soviet toy. Those pieces just barely covered the numbers, as if it taunts me. I leaned toward it so in relief to unveil the mystery and take piece of the safety place where it would wait for its time when it finally find Vovo and be first to call the police. The happy news.
Антон,
Anton. Mom's reproachful eyes stared at me.
зачем тебе? Не трогай, потеряешь же.
What do you need it for? Hands off, you'll lose it. Angry Mom was the last thing I wanted, so I lowered my hand. What else can I look at? Emircom, for Russia has declared the state emergency due to adverse weather conditions.
По прогнозу синоптиков, к региону приближается циклон, из-за
Holy
которого
shit.
ожидается сильный снег, метель, снежные заносы на дорогах.
According to the weather forecast, a cyclone is moving toward the region. Oh, thank you for the quack. Hi, Noah. Welcome in. It's moving toward the region. Expect heavy snowfall, blizzards, and snowdrifts on the road.
Будьте осторожны и берегите.
Keep your eyes open and take care of yourselves. The cyber and stain-covered calendar was one. It's my favorite form of entertainment in Grandma's house. I remember waking up, running to the kitchen so I could tear off yesterday's sleep first thing in the morning, as if it come to the day, get lost in the taiga forest without any help. Hi, how are you doing? No, I hope you're doing great. You're playing a Russian visual novel, and it's spooky. One day closer to New Year's, one day closer to Grandma's funeral. Shit. That goes hard. I haven't touched this calendar for years now. Grabbed a dusty calendar leaf, caution and tore it off effortlessly. Sadly, this spooky backlog one day closer to New Year's. I haven't touched. One day closer to New Year's. Yeah, okay, wait, this is like backlog. Okay, out. Haven't touched this calendar for years. Since the time they started writing dark and spooky death chants, they only made me gloomy instead of funny proverbs and superstition, to be exact. Yeah, so in Russia there's like those calendars. They usually look like that. And sometimes there's like Dad jokes, superstitions, like random facts. And sometimes there's like those chants. So it's pretty normal. It's like super cheap paper as well. So it's like recycled paper. I grabbed the dusty calendar leaf with a caution and tore it off effortlessly. Sadly, the spooky description from my childhood was still there. 7 horses carry the log. If 7 can't carry, bring the 8 from a ferry. They will take it away and never come back. This is the fate of the log, cannot escape. Crumpled the grey leaf and threw it into the waste bin, hoping to get rid of the anxiousness that washed over me. It was spreading inside me like an ink stain on a blotting paper. What else we got? Ocean. Ocean. Grandma kept ice cream for me and earlier there, but now I couldn't see meat bits from soup and clumped together. Pelimeni. I grew to hate them already. Pelimeni is like a dumpling. A Russian variety of dumplings made by holding thin leaf dough filled with a minced meat. One may even call it a Russian fast food. Yep, it's not necessarily only Russian, it's more Slavic like. It can be Polish, it can be Ukrainian, it can be Belarus, it can be even Hungarian, so it's like all around USSR back in the day. Yeah. Then we have some butter, we have condensed milk, we have a lemon, we have some, I believe it's like, it looks like pickle. I'm not sure. Maybe, is it pickle? It's tomatoes, I think. Like tomatoes. I don't know. I don't know what it is. Turn back. Did we look at everything here?
Мам, там что-то с телевизором случилось.
Mom, something's wrong with the TV.
Картинка какая-то тусклая, и экран весь в полосах.
The picture is dim and there are stripes all over the screen. Mom's face became visibly distorted.
Без ножа меня режешь. Дострелялся в уток своих.
Are you kidding me? So have you had enough of shooting those stupid ducks now? It's the reference because they probably have a Dendy, which is equivalent of a Nintendo Entertainment System for you guys, and they play Duck Hunt.
Говорила же, посадите мне кинескоп своей приставкой.
I told you, the kinescope will go dim because of your console.
Где мы теперь мастера найдем в дыре этой, а?
Where will we find a technician? TV technician this hole, huh?
Может быть, просто настройки сбились?
Maybe it's just the settings?
Сходи, посмотри, пожалуйста.
Please go see for yourself, please. Strange.
Нормально же
It worked
работал.
fine in the morning.
Из-за снегопада, наверное, неполадки.
Maybe the snowfall caused it? Mom rubbed her hands clean of her apron and went to Olya's room. Turn back. Do you really want me to go outside, huh? I opened the front gate and went into the field. Okay, now shit's gonna go crazy, let me save. I mean, so far it's spooky as heck, not gonna lie. I opened the front gate and went into the field. Carefully, so Mom wouldn't see me from the window. When I crossed half of the distance toward the forest, the snow piles became as high as my knees. Man, I wish we will have cool snow this year, please. I need some snow. I wanna have a snowy Christmas. I remembered my nightly fears. I saw those silhouettes around here. They were jumping around, holding hands. That hypnotizing music starting playing in my head all on its own. In the light of the day, those distant figures felt like simple dream. This sun turned my nightmares to ash, but the aftertaste was still there, distant ringing in my ears. Distorted shadows crawling on the snow alongside me. And a barely audible whisper in my head, blurry and almost kind. Everything was silent. This looks creepy. This looks creepy, bruv. So silent. I felt like the world was totally empty. If you were to have a persona, what spaceship would it be and why? I actually have no idea about Fury's, the whole Fury and Scalies. I would like to maybe have a stream or maybe even invite somebody from the community to explain it to me on stream. If it's something you guys want to know, find out with me, let me know. But it's something I want to do, like a stream where I invite somebody in this community who explains to me, and we maybe can find me this thing. So yeah, again, I have no idea what it could be. It's never something I thought about it. I'm very knowledgeable about this. Yeah, we will see, we'll see. But my favorite animal is a red panda. So red panda, and who else do I like? I like monkeys. Red panda and monkeys. So I don't know. But yeah, it's something I've been like thinking about, like inviting people of a community and try to explain to me and maybe find more stuff. You could go with your favorite animals, animal you grew up with. Yeah, that's basically it. I don't really have them, but hi Kasha, how you doing? Ziggy Claus, exactly. I love Christmas. Hope you're doing great, my friend. We're playing a Russian spooky, what's it called? Visual novel. So far, we got attacked by a wolf. There's somewhere a tiny bunny. And right now, we're trying to find a kid who got lost in the spooky forest. Yep. But welcome in. Hope you're doing great. Christmas best holiday hands down. Yo, it is. I wish we would have in Germany like a more snowy Christmas. Let's go. No ground, no sky, no parents, no Olya. By the way, for those of you who are just joining in, this game was made by a Russian-speaking team, so you will hear a Russian dub, but I will try to read it for you out and maybe explain something. So yeah, you will see a lot of Russian folklore and Russian culture and stuff like that. Yeah, let's go. But again, Savage, I might go back to your offer. That might be interesting. Because again, I don't really know much about the Fury community or the Scalies. It's something I do want to check out and find out maybe what mines would be. So yeah, let's go. The time reached its limits. A one-way trip that ended at the forest Pini Stockade. Sometimes silence was much scarier than any scream. Honestly, if I can be honest with you guys, that's my biggest fear. Silence. Sudden silence. Like, I got asked the question, Ziggy, what's your like biggest fear for you? My biggest fear would be silence. Like complete silence. Being in a complete silence. I don't know how to describe it, but silence. Like just silence. You cannot make any sound. You can't you do not hear any sounds, like silence. That's like something super scary to me personally. Our parents would scream at each other while arguing, and both me and Olya turned into a stone, listening to them. Relatable. Relatable, sadly. Again, this game also, for the new people who just joining, this game is 18 plus. It touches some sensitive topics, violence, heavy topics, speech, and some mental stuff and so on. If it's something you're not comfortable with, maybe sit out the stream, just be aware. But yeah, let's continue. But then always come the ringing silence. Our apartment became numb a couple of days before departed. It was hard to remember the last time Mom and Dad joked around, laughing or spending time together, almost like all of it was in a previous life. Dude, why the heck does he look for you like the Giga Chat guy? I cannot unsee it. When they kissed with Olya present, she always frowned and snorted in a funny way. But one day, it all changed. Something important had left our home. Something scary filled the remaining void. It was as if a fire broke out, and our parents were hurried, packing our belongings, trying to save themselves and us. Yeah, I feel like since the dad was working as accountant, he lost a job and they couldn't pay everything, and then it was this situation. I feel like maybe this whole story is like shows like the struggle of the children. Maybe like something similar Omori style. By the way, Omori, great game. Difficult game, but great game. From who though? From who though? From the people with the dead cold eyes who sometimes visited us in the previous home. Yikes, what the fuck is that? The eyes that only saw balls of worms on the black ground and everything. And somewhere far away, a siren was going off, trying to warn us of the coming menace. I shuddered, chasing away my delusions, and looked around. Sport, sport, sport. This is like a Russian S, this is a P, this is O, this is R, this is T. It's sport. There were only me, this wide field, and the wind that was whipping up icy dust and bells of powdered snow. I squinted from the sun and turned my eyes to the sunless forest. It looked especially dark in the contrast with the blinding witnesses. Witnesses? Knobby tree roots slithered under the snow like pet snakes. Rotten leaves and coniferous needles frozen in the ice. Dry, bricky branches intertwined, bringing up uncomfortable thoughts about fences. Wait, this is like the thingy, like the glove from WoW. Were they protecting the forest? Or were they keeping something from breaking out? Some object was hanging from one of the pointy branches. I tried to get closer, drawing in snow, and when I almost got to the edge of the forest, I saw a knitted mitten. It looked like a wounded bird among the hungering semi-dark. Should I take to the police? The senior officer looked gloomy, but he still reminded me of Captain Casanova from my favorite TV show called The Streets of Broken Lights. Like a Russian NCSI, a Russian mystery TV series telling story of the daily life of Russian police officers. It's the longest running series in the history of Russian TV at the moment. Улица разбитых фонарей, it's like a police, like that type of stuff. It's not really a mystery TV series, it's like detective thriller type of stuff. It's cool, it's like cult classic. But it's like for real, like it's the same like Grey's Anatomy, but in Russia it's like Улица разбитых фонарей. It's extremely long ass series. It's cool, it's cool. We have like a special channel in Russian television, it's RTR or NTV. I think these days it's NTV, and NTV always shows like TV series that deal like with criminals, thrillers, police stuff and stuff like that. That's funny. I feel like I should save. I feel like it's smart thing. How many saves? Oh, we have a lot actually, that's great. He was also always anxious, with a tired look in his eyes, but still brave and strong. Will this mitten help them find the lost boy? Whoa, whoa. I heard a distant sound. Looked like it came from the river. Whoa, whoa. As if the trees were calling out to someone. Whoa, whoa. It sounded closer to me. Someone was standing there behind the trees. Hiding. Whoa, whoa. Dude, the art style is so peak. I knew someone was looking for the lost boy, but still. Wait, can we maybe see who's standing behind the trees? Not really, right? Something was unsettling about that figure. Ooh, I don't see shit. Do you guys see it? I don't see nobody. Stillness. How it was bent unnaturally toward the ground. I don't see nothing. Wait, is it something on the ground? I for real don't see. Wait, is it this thing? It's blackness. There is no one there, just branches and roots. What the fuck? Oh, just my imagination. Oh fuck. A nearby bird flapped its wings loudly. There was somebody. A shadow split from the trees and disappeared from my sight. I looked away for just a moment, but when I turned my gaze back to the same place, it was gone. So it was my imagination after all. Silence rang from a painfully long time. I don't see nothing. Wait. Let me take a closer look. Let me get. Did I see anything? I don't see. I do not see anything. I mean, this tree on the right looks kind of funky. It does the dancing thing. Does the humping. But also the glove stopped moving. My muscles were tightly sprung. My heart was beating somewhere in my throat. Any noise, any little movement, and small whisper from the thicket, and I'd sprint. But nothing of that sort. I looked at the mitten once more. Yeah, I don't see nothing. Yeah, I think I'm gonna call it tonight. Okay, good night, Savage. Nice seeing you here. Hope you have a good sleep. All they needs. Go sleep, go sleep. Nice seeing you here. Hope you have a good night. See you around, my friend. And until then, I will find the tiny bunny. I looked at the mitten once more. Should I take it? Have fun with your game. Thank you. Let's take it. I decided to take the lonely mitten from the branch. I don't know if it was a good idea to take it though. Whoa, wah. Cloud rumbled across the field and dissolved into the distance. No echo, no hope for reply. A jump scare. A jump scare. A jump scare. A scare of the jump. I stepped toward the bristly trees and tried to climb my find. Didn't budge. I pulled harder, the branch cracked and the mitten torn off, landing in my head, the squishy sound. All too heavy, wet. I squeezed it without thinking and something dark spilled from it, forming a tiny string between mitten and the snow. Steam rose from the snow pile. Is it blood? It is a hand. I froze in place, studying my palms in disgust. Red. The sound of cracking branches invaded the silence. I didn't have to think twice before running away. Someone was chasing me from the darkness, breaking pine branches, closing the distance with a giant leap. Snow was slowing me down. Crazy thoughts flew through my mind. I'll get caught. They'll get me. I'll get dragged into the thicket. I'll be gone forever. But there was one more voice, probably one of reason, that gave me strength, spurred me on. I can do it. Don't stop. I heard an animal roaring behind me. It was loud. My ears went numb. I felt like the sound had come from a pack of hungry beasts rather than a single one. The nostrils sucked, and in the freezing air, they sensed my fear. The giant wings flapped above my head. An enormous shadow flew over the clearing. A hoot, a wheeze. The roars were coming from all directions now. From the dried up raspberry bush, from the twisted spine from under the windfall. Hurry, run, don't look back. It felt like I was inside a nightmare. The snowy clearing became vicious, like quicksand. I was stuck in place. I pulled my legs from the mushy trap just to be caught in a new one, even deeper than before. I continued to drown, sinking deeper and deeper with every desperate push. Was snow ever this sticky? I screamed in horror after realizing this wasn't snow. Someone or something in the snow pile was clutching my pants. I gathered all my strength and rushed forward. The pressure on my leg was gone. My boot slipped out of the hole in my slug, fell on a hard surface again. I reached a clear path with one jump and from there ran to my house. The gloomy facade didn't look threatening now. That house was my line of defense from the shadows that flapped their wings and the creatures that were hiding under the snow. I tripped over the doorstep and smashed into the door. In all my hurry, I still managed to notice the claw marks. Ooh. As if a dog was striking at wood at its paw, demanding to be led, so that it could easily escape. I actually closed the window because it's getting cold. Scratching the freaking door. My dog just now entered my room. Spooky as well. What a coincidence. I had noticed these marks when I was asleep. I hadn't noticed. The heartbeat in my ears was much louder than my surroundings. I couldn't hear whether someone was following me or not. What if they were already in front of the yard and Mom had locked the door? Growling in fear, I pulled on the doorknob and it obediently gave away. I rolled into the hallway and shut the door behind me. Porch planks creaked as my pressures ascended the stairs. My fingers slipped off the lock and I couldn't click it into place. I gritted my teeth and pulled hard on the iron knob, whipping it between the boards. I started blankly at the door. Someone was standing on the other side of a pitifully flimsy barrier that was probably less useful than blankets. Wheezing breath raged into the house and crashed at my waves. It smelled of pine and sweat. Mom peeked out of the kitchen and chastised me with the same fragile voice she always used when talking to Dad.
Что конкретно тебе не ясно в просьбе не хлопай дверьми?
What exactly didn't you understand when I told you to never slam the door?
Я случайно.
I didn't meant to. I snuck a glance at the door. The smell was gone and the breath was too. There was someone in the first place, of course. Here, mere 5 meters away from Mom, my fear was slowly awakening, melting like snow in spring, and with the last bit of strength I had left in my body too. My legs gave away. I propped myself up against the wall so I wouldn't fall over. Mom's expression had changed immediately. The cold mask of strictness and detachment was gone. Mom looked the same as before all those quarrels. She finally saw my condition, my wet pants plastered with snow.
Ты где был?
Where have you been? What did I tell you?
Ты дома
Huh?
сидел.
I told you to stay home.
Я и для тебя пустое место.
Am I nothing to you too? I got afraid she would cry. I reached out to her like when I was little and wanted her to cuddle me. But Mom regained her composure fast and put on her usual face. Her eyes shined like steel. Her voice rang out.
У отца сигареты пропали.
Your dad can't find his cigarettes.
Признавайся, ты их стащил? Курить бегаешь?
Be honest, did you snatch them? Were you smoking in secret?
Там за мной кто-то гнался, и я думал, меня...
There was somebody chasing me. I thought. I stuttered as soon as I started explaining myself. Tears welled up in my eyes. Mom leaned over me and sniffed my clothes like a beast searching for the smell of tobacco. Then she squinted her eyes in suspicion and looked in the front yard. Her expression changed in an instant. She covered her mouth with her hand.
Гляди, вон же они. Прямо у забора.
Look over there at the fence. My heart started pumping, as if I became prey once again, and my pursuers were following me in the field. Oi. Okay, we're back in action. Couldn't swear that I've heard something scratch on the door just like in my nightmares. Mom beckoned me with her finger and gathered all my remaining bravery to look into the kitchen window facing my fear. I could barely discern some hairy silhouettes swinging in snow through the icy winter patterns on the glass. Ox? Just a small pack of strays, with no names on or barely reminding the hungry monster that live on the edge of the forest.
Божечки, ты их испугался? Да они сами тебя перепугаются, Антон.
Oh boy, were you scared of them? I think they'd rather be scared of you, Anton.
Они гнались за мной, словно за зайцем.
Oh, Vera, the tiny bunny. Oh my goodness, we were right. They were chasing me like a bunny.
А вдруг они бешеные?
And what if they rabbit? Smile had slowly disappeared from Mom's face. Now she looked at the dogs and if it was her first time seeing them.
Что если они нападут на Олю?
What if they attack Olya?
Мам,
Mom?
Вот бы твой
I wish your
отец
dad could
простил.
just shoot them all.
мама,
Look.
они живые.
They are alive.
А что?
What?
Ты уж определись, они тебе друзья или враги?
Are they your friend or foe? After all, make up your mind.
Не маленький ведь уже.
You're not a little kid anymore. Mom signed in her eyes, and I felt so bitter that I bit my lower lip and fixed my gaze on the cobweb-ridden cornways, just to keep myself from crying. Well, some detective I am. In reality, I wasn't risking my life amongst monsters, but rather my pants among a pack of stupid strays. And what for? What use do I have for this mitten? Of course, a darkened and sticky mitten that belonged to the lost boy made a squishy sound in my hand. Seems like it was clutching in the whole time. That's my trump card. As a detective, I hurried to present a clue to my mom.
Мам, смотри, это Вовина варежка. Ну того, про которого утром милиция спрашивала.
Mom, look, that's Vova's mitten. The boy that the police were asking about in the morning.
Она вся в крови, на дереве висела. Вон там, могу показать.
Strange in blood, I found it hanging on the tree. I can show where.
Давай в милицию скорее позвоним, как нас участковый просил.
Let's call the police right away, like the officer had told us to.
Мам, гляди.
Mom, look.
Фу.
Ew. A shadow of doubt slowly creeped onto Mom's contorted face, as if she was trying to remember something distant, like someone tries to remember their dream, but the image slipped away.
А ну-ка прекрати сейчас же.
Stop at this moment.
Оля тебя услышит, с ума сойдет.
Oля will go insane if she hears you.
Она и так не спит. На все подряд жалуется.
She already has trouble sleeping and whines all the time.
Еще и ты со своими шуточками.
And you will just joke around like this. The moment I realized the mitten was actually wet from snow. Oh. There was no blood whatsoever. I want to sink through the floor from embarrassment.
Иди сюда,
Come
паникер.
here, my boy, who cried Wolf.
Да не стой
Oh,
столбом.
don't just stand there.
Вот,
Come take your
таблетку
pills.
на. Быстро пей.
Golden-colored pill, reminiscent of a death blow, fell on my
Я
palm.
уже пил сегодня,
I
за
learned to
завтраком.
took one during my breakfast.
Попререкайся мне еще.
Don't talk over me.
Сказала
I told
бы,
you to
что
stay
тебе
home, and you?
Был бы отец выпорол.
That would have given you a good whipping for that.
Сейчас же выпей, а то ночью не уснешь. Тебе ведь в школу завтра.
Come on, take it, or you won't be able to sleep at night, and you have school tomorrow. So I had to swallow the bitter medication drink down with similar awful water that gave off a taste of chlorine. Maybe it wasn't Vova's mitten. Maybe it wasn't a mitten at all. Just like the forest monsters. And Olya's all. I'm going mad? What's happening to me? Either the pill had an immediate effect, or my exerted brain didn't let fear inside anymore. Serenity washed over me, bringing yawny indifference along with it.
Антон,
Anton,
выпил?
you done?
Можешь, если захочешь.
See, you can do it when you try.
Раздевайся.
Take off your
Уснул, что ли?
coat. Are you asleep?
Нет,
No,
мам.
Mom. I was just thinking.
Задумался.
Интересно,
What
о чём
about,
ты?
I wonder?
Так,
Just
глупости.
something
всякие.
silly. Something silly. Mom scrutinized me with suspicious eyes, as if she wasn't sure she was looking at her own son and not doppelganger that came from the forest.
Точно все нормально?
Is everything alright?
У тебя
You
такое
had the
лицо
exact
было,
same
когда
expression when the
милиционер
policeman
спросил.
asked you about the window.
Все нормально, мам.
I'm alright, Mom. She heaved a deep sigh.
Хорошо.
Fine. Seems like the house had changed. It did? The sofa fabric had become discolored. Fingerprints appeared on the bathroom tiles. The light bulbs also felt different, dim, and yellower. Even the saliva inside my mouth had a different taste. Wait, did we took drugs? How? A melody from Aladdin could be heard from the upper floor. Olya was done rewatching her favorite Little Mermaid episode and switched to other tapes. Let me save. We took like some sort of a drug. I slowly changed into my home clothes, stopped before the sink, and studied my reflection in the mirror, like I was trying to solve one of those spots of different puzzles. Then I went upstairs. Oh my god, that's so cool. Jafar's Lagos voice died down. I walked past Olya's bedroom and slipped into my own. Okay, let's look at everything. My Triceratops figurine. I know about all sorts of dinosaurs, velociraptors, apharonauts, Husopelodons. I remember going to the movie to see Jurassic Park Ben when it still lived in the city and taking pictures with the T-Rex in the hall. It turned its head and roared. It was so awesome. And next to it was a Robotech Transformer. I love this cartoon. When a jet fighter speeds up in the intro among the sound of blasters fire, you know, the next 20 minutes will surely be amazing. True, so true. Isn't 3D space station capture trick great? Ready for battle? Dreamt of becoming an artist since that brought me my first comic book. Fly, a magazine was the coolest, especially I liked the big space related edition with alien monsters and the funny episode about Gendarme. Fly. The first Soviet and Russian periodic adult comic magazine extremely popular during the crazy 90s. What made the magazine stand out was the use of the material from... Oh, okay. I understand. Starting drawing all kinds of stuff since the day, and I seem to be getting pretty good at it. Michael Jackson, correct? Monster Ghosts, UFOs. The Encyclopedia of Paranormal Phenomenon from Rossmann Publishing. I've learned about the Loch Ness Monster, Medusa, Gorgon, and Bigfoot from there. Olya is always scared of that book. She could barely handle sifting through the monster alien selection with me, but the middle part where they start to talk about ghosts really freaked her out. I even remember hunting ghosts after I read that book. I measured the distance between the items on my table every evening and checked if they moved due to some supernatural forces come to morning. They didn't. But to be honest, what was I expecting to meet Caspar the ghost? Forest didn't look as grim during the day. Entangled tree branches in the distance and the snowy field between our house and the forest brought sleepiness to my eyes. But sometimes I would still catch myself looking in the window in the icy treetops instead of doing my homework. Hey, this is Olya. Why the heck is she hiding there? One of the drawers was empty. I hid mitten in there. Where are you, Wow, I got achievement. The simple action drained the last bit of strength of me. I sat on the bed. I only then noticed there was someone behind the curtains. Whether it was due to the medication I took or the stress I underwent, the room began to contort as the wind was blowing the walls out like a pair of snails. The corners of the room bent and unraveled. The only stable thing there in the whole room was the figure between the window and the curtain. A flimsy piece of cloth was stuck on the hidden visit. Dude, this is so creepy. Jesus. It is creepy. It's so creepy, for real, for real. I kinda like it though. I like it. Let me drink some water. Let me drink some more water. Because I've been reading a lot. But so far I like it. I wonder why we have to save multiple times though. That's still like a thing, I don't know. We are 2 hours in. It reminded me of burial sheets.
Оля,
Olia? Who else would be standing here? I stood up and licked my dried up lips.
Оля, очень смешно.
Olia, it's so funny. The silhouette was unmoving. It was enveloped softly by the curtains, as if there was a thick layer of darkness there, not a human being. I reached toward the curtains. Bada boom, beat my heart, controlled by medication. The wind sang in the field with a chorus of voices. For a second, I wanted to run to the bed, just lie down and watch the person behind the curtain. Knowing full well they were looking back at me. They are looking without blinking, waiting for me to fall asleep. Plastic rings rustled against the holder when I pulled open the curtains.
Попался!
Gotcha!
Да я сразу понял, что это ты.
I knew it was you from the beginning. I blindly brought up hollow lit up above Olia's head with the setting sun as the background. My sister was shining. When she was just a baby, Dad always used to say she was shining with happiness. I was retorted, but Dad, she's not some flashlight. But I brought her to the window one day and sunlight poured on her smiling face. Aww. Felt like I was holding a light of woven child.
А я все видела.
I saw everything.
Да ну,
Oh, really?
Что ты спрятал?
What did you hide? She was just like my mom. She was little before she put on her sad mask of tiredness and switched to a commanding tone of voice.
ничего, просто...
It's nothing, just. Olia ran up to the table, her eyes round, and asked,
Ты что-то украл и теперь прячешь?
"Stole something and hide it there?
Ты вор?
Are you a thief?"
Что?
What?
Глупая.
Don't be stupid.
Ничего я не крал.
I didn't steal anything. A clear image came to my mind, the mitten hanging from the tree branch. What if I did steal it after all? Olia couldn't be selfish and stubborn when she wanted.
Покажи тогда.
Then show me.
Поклянись, что никому не скажешь. Тогда
So-
покажу.
Swear that you won't tell anyone, and then I'll show you. Olia wore a floating smile.
Клянусь маминым сердцем.
I swear on Mom's heart. An oath she heard in one of the movies about pioneers we watched. Pioneers is like it's like scouts, basically. Children movement, an umbrella term for communist children organization existing around the world, somewhat reminiscent of the scout movement. Scout.
Не говори так.
Don't say things like that. Olia nodded and made gesture with her hand, locking her mouth with an imaginary key. She was filled with curiosity that was splashing in her giant eyes. I opened the drawer and Olia leaned in, holding her breath.
Это чья-то варежка?
Is this someone's mitten?
Один мальчик потерял. И сам потерялся.
A certain boy lost it, and got lost himself.
Теперь понимаешь, как опасно гулять в лесу, особенно детям.
Now you do understand how dangerous it is for kids to wander in the forest, right?
Ему, наверное, там очень холодно.
You must be really cold out there.
Его найдут?
Will they find him?
Обязательно.
They will.
Участковый по домам ходит, всем фотографию его показывает.
The police are going house to house, showing his photo to everybody. Olya traversed the room with care and pressed her tiny palms against the window.
А почему он по домам ходит, а не по лесу?
And why are they going to the houses and not the forest?
Боится?
Are they scared? Question caught me off guard.
Милиционеры ничего не боятся.
Police aren't scared of anything.
И лес они
They've
прочесали.
already scouted the forest. Yeah, right, flashed in my clouded mind. They really checked every nook and cranny, where the darkness called and whisper ice branches dwell. If that's the case, how did they miss the mitten? Or did it appear later for me? Change the topic. As if through trying to get Olya as far away possible from the forest thicket.
Если я сам найду пропавшего мальчика, нам, может, награду дадут.
We might get a reward if I go and find this boy by myself.
Кучу всякого,
A lot
как
of
в поле
stuff,
чудес.
like Wheel of Fortune. Field of Wonders, a Soviet Russian TV game show still running to this day, coming to every Friday, can be described partially adapted version of Wheel of Fortune. Поле чудес is like, it's strange. I watched it. It's like cringe fest, but it's like Wheel of Fortune. But still, it's like a cringe fest if you watched it nowadays.
Клево же.
Sounds cool, right? Olya wasn't listening to me. I mean, look at this. Isn't this beautiful? She was piercing the forest with incredibly adult eyes, uncharacteristic for her.
Что, если эта сова его утащила?
What if the owl got him?
Ерунда.
Nonsense.
Не может сова
An
поднять человека.
owl won't be able to lift a human.
Ну вот что.
But you know what? I was speaking my words with utmost care. I forced them out my overexerted brain.
Ты в лес не суйся. Мне кажется, он какой-то,
Stay away from the forest. I think it's...
как бы сказать,
How should I put it?
проклятый, что ли?
It's cursed or something.
Как в сказке?
Just like in a fairy tale.
Нет,
Думаю-
скорее, как на той страшной кассете, что родители прячут.
No, like the spooky tape our parents hide from us. Olya shivered and stole a glance at the window.
Я видела, как ты убегал.
I saw you running away.
За тобой кто-то гнался?
Someone was chasing you.
Нет, просто, чтобы мама не волновалась, спешил домой.
No, I just was hurrying back home so mom won't be worried. As I looked at my sister, my heart was tearing apart. She was so fragile. It was so easy to stifle her light. A gust of wind and her smile fire would be gone.
Хорошо тебе.
You're lucky.
Меня вот мама не пускает даже на крыльцо.
Mom won't even let me go outside.
Как принцесса в
I'm like a
башне сижу.
princess in a
Никуда
tower.
не могу выйти.
Can't go anywhere.
Так и умру тут от скуки.
I'll die from boredom here.
Не придумывай.
You're wrong.
От скуки еще никто не умирал.
No one has ever died from boredom.
У тебя же есть я и мультики, а мама с папой скоро помирятся.
And you have me and your cartoons, and mom and dad will be good to each other soon.
Знаешь, что бы я загадала на следующий день рождения?
You know what I would wish for my next birthday?
Чтобы родители тоже в детей превратились. И мы бы все вместе играли, как раньше.
And I wished for mom and dad to turn into children. So we could go and play together like we used to.
Ага. А если бы они стали размером с жука, то мы бы их в спичечный коробок посадили.
Yeah, and if you would make them as small as bugs, we could place them in a little box. Olya giggled and tugged at my sleeve.
Тоша, пойдем Аладдина смотреть.
Tosha, let's go watch Aladdin. Fatigue won over my desire to be with my little sister. I washed her over by some sort of Phineas Affetti.
Вымотался я.
I'm too tired.
Что-то не хочется.
I don't want to.
Ну пойдем.
Come on.
Мне скучно одной, а мама занята все время.
So boring alone. Mom is always busy.
Можно выбрать другой мультик, который ты еще не видел.
You can pick a cartoon you haven't seen before.
Да я все наши кассеты наизусть знаю.
You know all of our tapes by heart at this point.
А вот и не все. Ты Питера Пэна не видел.
Not all of them. You haven't watched Peter Pan.
Помнишь, ты уснул на середине?
Remember how you fall asleep in the asleep in the middle of it?
А там потом такое.
So much happens after that.
Пойдем.
Let's go.
Давай попозже.
Maybe a bit later.
Рассказать тебе, чем все закончилось?
Should I tell you how it ends?
Утром
Let's leave
расскажешь.
it for tomorrow.
Утром не захочу.
I won't tell you tomorrow.
Придумала. А давай в прятки.
No, let's play hide and seek.
Нет, Оль.
No, Оля.
Тогда нарисуй мне динозавра.
Then draw me a dino.
Оля, блин.
Оля, please.
Нарисуй.
Draw it.
Да оставь ты меня в покое!
Leave me alone already. Nah, why did you do that? Oy. I blurted out without thinking, and then I was immediately taken aback. I'd never screamed at my little sister like that. Olia stared at me in a shock. Her lips started trembling, a precursor to tears. I heard to prevent Olia from crying.
Ладно,
Alright,
поболтал.
you win. Let's
Давай
go watch
смотреть мультики.
cartoons for a
Только
bit.
Уже не хочу.
I don't wanna. I came up to her, put my hands on her soft head.
Пойдем.
Let's go.
Питер...
Ага, ты опять уснешь.
Peter Pan, we're gonna watch Peter Pan. What you say? You don't wanna come on to put my head on your soft head?
Пойдем.
Let's go.
Питера Пэна посмотрим.
Go watch Peter Pan.
Ага,
Boo.
ты опять уснешь.
You fall asleep again. I smiled and lifted her chin. Her eyes were wet and felt bottomless.
Не усну,
I promise,
обещаю.
I won't.
А потом я тебе целого трицератопса нарисую.
And I'll draw your full Triceratops later. Hurrah!
Попса!
Three pops.
Ну, почти.
Well, close enough. Olia rubbed her eyes with a sleeve on her pajamas and shining smile returned to her face.
Давай ты пока кассету перемотаешь, а я у мамы попрошу сгущенки с хлебом.
I'll go ask mom for condensed milk and bread and you rewind the tape.
Только утром свежий привезли, как ты любишь.
The bread is fresh just how you like it.
Неси, только
Alright.
аккуратнее, а то разольешь.
Just be careful not to spill the milk
Опять ругаться будут.
or I'll be yelled at again.
Спорим, не разолью.
And I bet I won't spill it.
Кассета где-то в тумбочке. Поищи пока.
The tape is somewhere in the nightstand, look for it. Olia disappeared in the doorway and I dragged my feet into the neighboring room. Piggy bank. Olia is saving money for a real puppy because Dad said that taking care of him will take a lot of money. Olia is countless toys. And an old teddy bear is the main attraction here. Olia doesn't sleep without him. And she digs her nose into fur when she sleeps. The scary window where Olia sees their cursed all every night, lurking in the dark. Olia keeps curtains open during the day, but as soon as the twilight comes, she shuts them tight so she won't see the pair of hungry eyes outside. Wait, is there actually more stuff for me to check out? Turn on. Old photo on TV was gathered dust in the corner. Digital auto tracking auto head clean. Dude. I had similar television back then. All that was left was clicking the button on the front panel. The chip warmed up and familiar white nose started dancing on the black screen. I almost reached out to turn on the VCR when the noise calmed down and blurry images appeared for a moment. Blurry images? I don't see any. It was dark taiga forest just like the one outside my window. Picture split in the screen in half. Okay, this is time to save. That's definitely time to save. Something creepy resembling human speech was coming out of the speaker. Just a few moments later, the scenery was again overshadowed by noise. Did I catch some rough signal? Local TV station only really showed Soviet cartoons, and even that was pretty rare. And only just recently used to always watch Robotech before school. It was so awesome. Maybe I should tinker with the antenna, but if I catch the channel again. On the other hand, Olya had asked me to find the tape. It wouldn't be nice to disappoint her. But in my sleepy state, I didn't have the strength to do all of it. Search. Shifted through the shelves full of dolls and blue hippos from Kinder Surprise. Legendary blue hippos. I found the tape needed thanks to its shabby spine. Got the black rectangle from its box. Neverland. The tape inside the thrustle while rewinding to the beginning. This thrustle was lulling me to sleep. Drowsiness attacked me while I was squatting before the TV. Images swirled in my head. Me and Olya flying above the forest, tumbled in a soft cloud. Can I be honest with you? Playing these games, there are some things that do hit close to home. So, yeah, interesting. My little sister is laughing, but her smile becomes more and more forced with every passing second. I noticed that the clouds underneath are spark-barring bristly pine tones. Swamp darkness slurp among the trees. The wings are no longer able to hold us and Olya.
Ты не смотришь без меня?
You haven't started without me, have you? My sister brought me a tray with unwelly cut bread, a whole can of condensed milk. Whole can? That's crazy. I rubbed my eyes.
Нет, садись.
Come in. Sit.
Мама с папой опять ругаются.
Mom and dad are arguing again.
У них сейчас период такой.
They're going through a rough time. Rough patch.
Глупый какой-то период.
Rough times are lame. On the screen, Wendy was hiding Peter Pan's shadow in the dresser. Olya was entertained by the cartoonish dog Nana.
Может, и нам родители собачку купят?
Maybe mom and dad will buy us dog too.
Ага, как
Yeah,
же.
right. Actually never watched Peter Pan completely.
В Небыляндии у меня будет своя собственная собака. И кошка. И попугайчик.
I'll have my own dog in Neverland, and a cat, and a parrot. Olya smeared a slice of bread with thick layer of condensed milk and handed it to me.
А у тебя все молочные зубы выпали?
Have you lost all of your baby teeth?
Конечно.
Obviously. Olya frowned deep in thought.
У Питера Пэна зубы молочные.
Peter Pan has baby teeth.
Вдруг со взрослыми зубами тебя не пустят в его страну?
What if they won't let you go to this land with adult teeth?
Мы что-нибудь обязательно придумаем.
We'll think of something.
Попросим папу исправить тебе возраст в паспорте.
We'll ask Dad to alter your age in passport.
С чего это папа будет документы подделывать?
And why would Dad forge documents? Olya took a bite from the sandwich and started talking with her mouth full.
Будет. Мама говорила, что он так делал. А я подслушала.
Oh. I've heard Mom Dave hit that before. So basically, he was an accountant and he did some shady stuff. Oh, the plot thickens.
Смотри, уши вырастут, как у Дамбо.
You grow ears as big as Dumbo's. Olya got worried and touched her ears. I smiled to myself. My little...
Честно, он крутится как кила, он летучий
My little sister was silent now. She just devoured bread, watching the adventures of Peter Pan, Tinkerbell, and James Hook. As if she got sucked into the fairy tale Neverland. Yeah. To be honest, I also imagined myself there in a land where no one ever ages, where no one argues over little things, where no one listens to fights and the sound of broken plates at night. I felt like I was dreaming with my eyes still open. Then my sister's scream pulled me back to reality.
Тоша, скорее, штору задерни!
Tosha, shut the curtains. Please, fast.
Зачем?
Why?
Никто же на тебя не
No
смотрит.
one's watching you.
Уже темно, а когда темнеет, прилетает сова.
Dark. When it's dark, the owl comes.
Я боюсь.
I'm scared. Got out of bed, fighting my drowsiness, and closed the curtains. Oh yeah, by the way, it's still the first episode. There's, I believe, multiple episodes at the moment available. So yeah. So are you ready for a jump scare? I did my best not to look outside toward the treetops, toward the taiga forest, which seemingly drew closer and closer. Yet something happened. Of course, it was just a visual effect from shadows of branches scraping the snow.
Тоша, мама думает, что я напридумывала про сову.
Tosha, Mom thinks I made this all up.
И папа считает, что раз я маленькая, это значит врушка.
And Dad too thinks I'm a liar since I'm small.
А сова есть.
But the all exists.
Вот честная-пречестная, есть она.
Honestly, it does.
Ты же мне веришь,
You do believe me, right?
что она там и каждую ночь прилетает и...
That it comes every night and Swifty grabbed Olia's hand and looked her in the eyes. I was trying to transform at least some of my courage and determination. But did I really have those qualities?
Я тебе верю, слышишь?
Yes, I believe in you. Believe you are right?
Ты только родителям больше не рассказывай про сову.
Just don't nag our parents about it anymore.
У них и так хлопот по горло, они только рассердятся.
They are already dealing with a lot, so they'll just get mad at you.
И в окно не смотри.
Don't look out the window.
Но она хочет, чтобы я смотрела.
But it wants me to look.
Перехочет.
Doesn't matter.
Притворись, что ее нет и не было никогда, что она выдумка, как родители говорят.
Act like it doesn't exist and never existed, like it's made up, just like Mom and Dad say.
И
Oh, there was something. Wait, let me go back.
Но она хочет, чтобы я смотрела.
перехочет. Притворись, что ее нет и не было никогда. Ей ждать надоест, она улетит.
They'll get tired of waiting. I need to buy a new mouse, I feel like, because sometimes it does double left click. They'll get tired of waiting and fly away. Why the heck is this so spooky? I'm not gonna lie. It's like freaking spooky out. Spooky. We followed Peter Pan adventures as if it's nothing had happened, as if the forest didn't kidnap kids, as if our parents were tearing each other apart bit by bit. Oh, that's tough. That is tough. That is so tough. Captain Hook was running away from a crocodile, and Captain Ann was headed to London on a gilded sailboat. By some miracle, I lasted longer than my little sister. Olia's eyelids has dropped. She started snoring lightly, resting her chin on the side of the bed. Stood up, left Olia's room. I was looking out the window, studying the field, when Mom peeked into my room.
Довольно баловства.
Enough playing around.
Завтра первый день в школе.
It's your first day at school tomorrow.
Ложись, тебе надо выспаться.
Go to bed. You should sleep properly.
Не хочешь же ты, чтобы тебя все дразнили Соней?
You don't want to be teased for being sleepy, right? Adults think everything is so simple. As if it sounds sleep would ensure my classmate won't like me. Man. I covered myself with a blanket up to my neck and listened to the house humming, to something invisible rustling in my corners. My inner voice had a question for me. Do I want to hear that mysterious flute again? That's a good question. Do we want to hear it? Yes or no? Maybe it's just a part of growing up and I can't fully understand my own desires. The forest waited behind the barrier that was my walls. Some eternal entity wandered the fields. Branches shook as if I calling for me. The wind howled on and on at night. My thoughts felt like annoying flies that entered my head before becoming weak and tangled. I didn't notice how I fell into the slumber. This calm after all, True Detective 1. The day I feared the most, the first day of the new school term. Oh, episode 2. Time to play with you. Continue. Episode 2. New school, new teachers, and most importantly, new classmate, who I always have trouble connecting with. Like most other kids with glasses, probably. Force myself to get out of my warm bed. That would usually drive me to my old school, but this morning the bedroom of my parents was silent. They sleep in? Oh shit is about to get real. Maybe it was a good thing. I didn't want to get to the daddy's boy reputation from day one. Yeah, maybe, I don't know. We will find out. We will find out. My parents were probably still tucked in dreaming about the good old days when everything was so simple and easy. Sweet dreams and even far removed from reality. I silently sneaked out to the first floor so I wouldn't wake up anybody, especially the peaceful sleeping Olya. Wait, maybe it's still night. I did my best to step on the middle of every floorboard so we didn't make any sound. I used to play like this even in our old apartment. If my soles touched the space between the floorboards, it counted as stepping into lava. The clothes was spurring me on its hands. I need to hurry faster, faster. It was too fast, so I needed to circle the hallway once again. Boiling lava was bursting out the cracks between floorboards. I need to watch my step to survive at any cost. Hippity-hop, like a frog jumping on molehills, like a fearful bunny in a grove full of wolves. I made a sandwich in the kitchen, shoved it down my throat and drank it down with cold tea. My appetite was good as I saw someone being led up to scaffold toward the guillotine. I lowered my gaze and saw that one of my feet was standing on two floorboards at the same time. Burned to crisp, huh? I moved my foot. Disgusting little snakes writhed in my belly, the fear of getting hit and being called nasty names. The clock clicked. I need to go. It was dark outside, fitting for an early winter morning. Dude. Getting chills. Oh, it's such a cool game. The darkness never fully left the house around here. I took my time, tying my shoes, buttoning up the puffy down jacket, trying to delay my unpleasant exit to the semi-dark into the unwavering unknown. Okay. I rubbed my glasses for good luck, though I couldn't remember a single time this thick piece of glass brought me any good fortune. The sky was akin to a giant bruise. On the east side of it, black cloud was swelling up, licking up stars from the sky and extinguished the rising sun. Darkness was plastered all over the treetops. The cautionous cries of bears got tangled up in the thicket. I locked the front door with a long key that I wore around my neck. My parents made me wear this nose. Somebody is running around me. Afraid that I being total klutz, that I am called lose the key otherwise. The wind whizzed on the other side of the gate. It invited me into a new life toward dubious adventures. Tagged along like an old body pushing me in the back. I feel like something is off. White shadows that pines throughout covered a third of the clearing. Honestly, he thought he is like afraid of everything, right? He is not. He is so brave. Upon reaching the edge of the forest, I hit my nose in the cold collar. I was squeezing through the thin firebark, my hair ruffled up and my back hunched over. Tall trees stood on both sides of tiny trail. The snowy blanket rustled under my feet. The canopy of intertwined branches above my head cut me off from the already sparse starlight. The night had no plans of moving away from the forest. In the darkness, trees reminded me of shaggy old women that smelled of burial earth. Their tree trunks turned into cracked, wrinkled faces with holes in the middle of their mouths. If I lost focus even for a moment, mold-covered witches would drag me into the forest depths. And my parents would be walking around these spots screaming my name. But the dead can't answer the living. Jesus Christ, or can they? Do you see this? What the fuck is that? A sense of panic was growing in my chest. I was fine with Dad carrying me into the school in his hands by now, if it saved me from watching the darkness rise up the ravines like black dough. It felt like someone jumped into the bushes behind me, so I turned around. As soon as I started walking faster, I heard the snow squeak behind me. The forest took a deep breath. With its giant lungs, the windfall cracked. The wind and the birds were left behind in the field. Now I could only hear the forest creak. I walked listening closely, and the unseen presence grew stronger and stronger and stronger. It's as if someone was following me, trying to match the pace of my footsteps. I turned my head so fast, my neck crunched. Any trail behind me disappeared in the darkness. I don't see nothing. Dude, this is so creepy, not gonna lie. It's like not for real like creepy, it's like unpleasant. Like very immersive. 3 branches overlapped, forming a natural tunnel.
Есть здесь кто?
Who is there? Backlog.
Есть здесь кто?
Who's there? The question escaped my lips and dissolved into the unending cracking sound of the wooden idols that binds around. Why did I think going through the forest alone was a good idea? Wait, I want to settings. Do we have controls, by the way? Okay. I'm either going mad or someone had intentionally lured me away from home. Distant lights granted me a smidge of hope. Country road. I ran there fast as I could, as if I afraid that the trail will shrink. Clawed hands will grip me by the shoulders, storm me around, and make me look at the faces hungry forest dances. In the end, nobody stopped me. I almost flew to the terrapin wooden bridge, disbelieving my luck. The bridge support waited in the spring, teary and ice cold. I put my hands on my knees and looked up the forest. Though in the snorted, trying to calm my breathing. The ticket was pretending to be asleep. It looks peaceful, lifeless. The remaining part of my commute lay through a snowy laboured road, illuminated by sparse lamplight. I chased away bad thoughts and ran as fast as I could from one circle of light to another, seeking protection from electric lamps. Just like in the game where you need to be first proclaimed and protected. What game? Talk, a kid's game where your player needs to talk other players by touching them with their hands, making them it. In certain zones normally called the all players can stay safe from tagging. Ah, okay. Sulky, короче. Just in that case, that protecting was flimsy at its best, with darkness frightening outside its bones. What the fuck is this? Dude, who the hell are you? In a place where the light from my inclined lamp couldn't reach, a hairy, crooked shadow came alive with a guttural roar. It almost felt like its features did eternate light, its unnatural pose instilled fear. The shadow didn't disappear, it even got closer. My insides were gripped by horror. I stepped back and almost fell into the snow pile. The black silhouette, on the other hand, straightened up and addressed me in a sweet voice.
Чего крадешься? Душу мою украсть хочешь?
Sneaking around, huh? Trying to steal my soul? Words got stuck in my throat. Could be taking in such a silky voice here between the forest and the dormant village.
Чего молчишь, несмышленыш?
Will you say something, dummy?
Язык вырвали?
Got you, tongue?
Слушай, а я тебе еще и нос откушу.
Alright, I'll bite off your nose then.
Будешь знать, как совать его в чужие дела.
Then I'll teach you not to poke it in places it doesn't belong. A girl stood before me, judging from the voice and the silhouette. But I couldn't even reprimand myself for getting scared by a girl before noticing a gaping mouth under her hood with something dangerously shiny inside. I was stunned. Ooh! From the cavity of her hood, a frightening, real fox face was staring straight at me. It's just her jaws weren't moving and her eyes weren't blinking. A mask? Just a girl with a fox mask on. At least I wanted to think that. After a surprise like that, a nervous smile involuntarily creeped onto my face. I was just...
Просто в школу иду, а тут ты.
going to school and then you.
Что я?
What about me?
Никогда не видел, как лиса собаку кормит.
Never seen a fox feed a dog? And indeed, there was a small dog circling the girl's leg. One of the stray dogs that were chasing me yesterday, probably.
Извини, я не хотел.
Sorry, I didn't mean to. After hearing my voice, the dog whimpered, lowered its ear, sniffed me out, and then started wagging its tails. I guess I still smelled of bologna that I ate for breakfast. I was shifting my gaze back and forth from the dog to the girl. She didn't seem scary anymore, just weird.
Значит, не хотел.
So you didn't mean to, huh?
Как тебя зовут?
What's your name?
Меня Антон.
I'm Anton.
А тебя?
And you?
А меня нет.
I mean, yet. And I'm not. Oh, you can see her eyes. That's cool. She's weird. Definitely has a couple of loose screws, like we all do. She's kind of funny though. But she has a nice voice. Yeah, she does. My astonishment has turned into a mix of happiness and relief. This girl, didn't know, was definitely a human. If a bit eccentric. I was also a bit angry at myself. This fox girl was walking through the darkness without problem, and I shuddered from every little sound. I could just walk away, but this girl had piqued my interest. The next time a police officer asks me about my friends at a new place, I'll tell him that I befriended a talking fox. Yeah, they would like try to get you to take some tests.
Ты здесь живешь?
Do you live around here?
В поселке?
In the village? The fox giggled and purred. She spun around so hard that her couch lifted up.
Нет, глупый.
No, dummy.
Лисы не живут в поселках.
Foxes don't live in villages.
Хочешь сказать, ты живешь в лесу?
So you live in the forest then?
Из какой норы ты вылез?
Have you been living under a rock?
Конечно. Лисам среди людей не выжить.
It's obvious that foxes can't survive anywhere near humans.
Пока они лисы.
As long as they're foxes. Her jokes were also weird. Just like her carnival mask. Papier-mâché? With fur glued onto it? Dog reminded us of its existence with a loud bark. I unfastened my backpack. That would sometimes throw food in the tree there without my knowledge. Cookies, apples, or even my favorite crab sticks. We called a gift from Bunny. Treat from Bunny. The uneaten part of a business lunch or treat specifically brought for children's parents would tell their children that a bunny asked them to deliver said treat, but it could also be any other animal, a squirrel, a bear, or for example. The stray strolled toward me with a menacing footsteps with a pleading look in his eyes. Fox didn't definitely treat it to something, but it was probably still hungry.
Зачем ты так вырядилась с утра пораньше?
Why are you dressed like this so early in the morning?
На утренник идешь?
Going to a costume party? The girl shrugged, throwing silver snowflakes off her nose. Oh, we fucked up? The human form, along with Dan, turning into a genuine beast. Real fox, eye trial, cunning, dangerous. Be safe. You do be safe. The moment of hesitation until you'll be ripped to shreds should tear you up and gulp you down without breaking a sweat. Dude, look at this. Look at this. Couldn't help but just stand there as a stump. Until I heard her calm, melodic laughter hidden underneath the beastly mask.
Видел бы ты свою маску, сладенький.
I wish you could see your own mask, Speedy. My mask? What? This is we? Did she say sweetie? Got embarrassed, went right up to my hair roots. We'd seen a fox in zoo once when we went there with Dad, but it had patchy fur, was grey and skinny. But this girl was of fairy color and furry, just like a fairy tales. I was still rummaging through my backpack. My fingers that were searching for the dog streets stumbled upon some soft crumbled object.
Ничего,
You'll see.
скоро проснутся настоящие звери.
The real beast will wake up soon. Huh?
Спроси-ка лучше у них, где они взяли свои человеческие лица.
You should ask them where they got their human faces. The girl's shadow was dancing in the lamplight. The dog yapped in agreement. I freaked out and dropped my finding to snow without getting a proper chance to examine it. Cold wind instantly covered the hole created with snow. The dog rushed it to dig it out, wanting to get its treat. The fox just snorted. Now I was so embarrassed I wanted to sink through the snow. I was still dark outside. The electric circles on the contrary, the darkness seemed even more thick. All neighboring houses were sleeping deeply in its ignorance. I did my best to continue to conversate with the weird girl. I didn't know.
Так ты в школу идешь?
So you're going to school?
Ах, ну какой же дурачок!
Oh my, you are really a dummy.
Так ничего и не понял.
Don't you get it? Well, I was trying to be friendly, but she can't stop mocking me. Calling me a dummy and all. Should have just moved along with the paying attention to this weirdo and her stupid dog.
А ты чего обзываешься?
Why are you so mean?
Не хочешь отвечать, и пожалуйста.
Don't answer if you don't want to.
Никто не требует.
It's not like I care. Still something froze me in place, tugged me toward the dark figure. The mysterious appearance, her voice that was velvety, just languid enough. I was intrigued and excited. I watched her as people watch fires burn.
Ой, да не дуйся.
Oh, stop pouting.
Гляди-ка лучше.
Look here.
Ты нравишься Жульке.
Julki took a liking to you. The dog was digging through the snow with sharp movements, snoring loudly. The fox turned around and looked at the windows of nearby houses, at its timbered front through the white mist. The tip of her fake nose was shining under the lamp's light.
И не только ей.
And there may be someone else too. I went red again, like a boiled crayfish this time. Is she talking about herself or somebody else? That's a little bit suspicious, isn't it? I hope that the semi-dark won't be able to hide my embarrassment from the girl. I cleared my throat before asking,
А кому еще я нравлюсь?
and who's that person? Waited, counting my heartbeat. Fox didn't reply. Her sly stare was scanning the frosty patterns of someone's windows. She was reading them like a glass book. I wonder what she can see in those winter paintings. The stray stopped rummaging through the snow. It ran to me, holding my object in her jaws. A mitten. How did it get there? Could it be the one I found in the forest? What is it doing here? When I looked closer, I realized it was just my mitten. Maybe Mom stuffed it in there when I was asleep. The turtle missing boy immediately came to my mind.
Эй, ты знаешь что-нибудь про Вову?
Hey, do you know anything about Vova? I imagined the scene silhouettes dancing in the clearing. Danced on the night when Vova had disappeared. A boy who, when found, can provide a big reward and maybe save my family. I remembered my birthday when our parents promised to take me to Olya to Disneyland in Paris. But instead of a long anticipated gift, they gave me a simple brick game console. Visibly embarrassed. I was crying my eyes out back then, demanding to take me to promised amusement park. That was the first time when Mom and Dad had a big park. My greediness shattered their relationship. Shit. If only could fix everything, gather Everybody laugh and take them to Disneyland.
В ночь, когда пропал Вова, я, кажется, видел, как кто-то похожий на тебя плясал под моим окном.
On the night Vova had disappeared, I think I saw someone looking like you dancing under my window. Couldn't be true, but I felt like her mask became even more sly. Jesus, this is creepy. Dude, this is kinda creepy, isn't it? Let me save. This is kinda creepy. No. Yes. The fox was sniffing me out.
А что? Ты тогда испугался?
Oh, that got you worried.
За себя или кого-то еще?
For yourself or for someone else? Oh yeah, as soon as I thought about my sister, my chest lightened and cold sweat streamed down my spine.
Ну так слушай меня внимательно, мальчик по имени Антон.
Oh shit. Well then listen closely, a boy named Anton.
Это большой и страшный лес.
This is a big and scary forest. The fox girl stepped forward menacingly.
И я не единственный его обитатель.
I'm not its only tenant.
Другие звери уже знают о тебе.
The other beasts already know about you.
Берегись нас. Этой ночью мы опять придем.
Beware, we're coming again tonight. Shouldn't have talked to this evil in child form, I thought, panicking.
Пока ты со своей семьей будешь спать, подкрадемся близко-близко и станцуем.
Good. When you and your parents will be fast asleep, we'll sneak really close and dance.
Макарену!
Macarena? Macarena, what?
Чё?
Huh?
Эй, Макарена!
Hey, Macarena. Exactly.
У тебя прямо челюсть отвисла, Антоша!
Ah, look at your mouth. It's a gape, Tosha.
Видел он меня ночью у своего окна? Ага, как же!
He saw me near his window at night. Yeah, right.
А ты случаем не местный дурачок, нет?
Are you by any chance at VIP? Nobody would let me go outside that late.
Поздно. Здесь, знаешь ли, дети пропадают.
Children go missing here, you know. I touched the plastic frame of my glasses, puzzled by a silly joke. She got me scared of that.
Ой, да не тереби ты окуляры свои.
Hey, why you don't stop fondling your glasses?
Я раньше тоже близорукой была.
I was also nearsighted once.
Лучше послушай меня. Может быть, ума наберешься.
Listen to me and maybe you'll become smarter.
Лисичку как обычно называют?
Remember what they call the foxes?
Плутовка?
Cunning? My words seemed to hurt her.
Ох ты ж! Да как ты меня?
Hey, what did you...
Ой, прости.
Sorry. Her laugh was akin to a jingle of pair of silver bells.
Да шучу я!
Just pulling your leg.
Конечно, плутовкой.
Of course we're cunning.
Если ты ловкий и смелый, не боишься с плутовкой водиться, я так и быть помогу разыскать этого Вову.
If you are agile and brave enough to befriend a cunning fox, I'll help look for Vovo. Dude, what is going on? I'm so heckin' confused. I don't even know what is going on. But it's... I like it. I like what... I have no idea what's going on, but I like it. I like it. I enjoy it.
Ты же неспроста его ищешь, да?
There's a reason why you're doing it, right? I shrugged in reply. Her insight was alarming.
Знаю, почему дети повадились соваться в наш лес.
I know why children have been swarming our forest recently.
Порой там можно найти много всякого интересного.
Sometimes you can find a lot of interesting stuff there.
Я вот однажды нашла целый сугроб конфет. и купалась в нем. Да так что челюсть слиплась.
One day I saw a huge pile of candy once and swam in it until my jaw cramped. A pile of candy? Couldn't predict whether she believed in what she was saying from the tone of her voice. I showed her another smile, a fake one this time.
Посмотрите-ка, какой недоверчивый.
Ooh, so wary.
Ну-ну, а что ты на это скажешь?
Well, well, what will you say to this then? She held out her hand in a furry mitten. Dude, look at this. It's so crazy. She held out her hand in a furry mitten. There was an assortment of sweets in her palm. In the city where I used to live, sweets like these were sort of a market kiosk. Kiosk is a little corner shop. Small container type shop selling a wide assortment of products from bubblegum to vodka, clothing, or even home appliances. These types of shops were popular in the 90s in Russia and more often not tied to criminal organization. Sometimes, yeah. I saw my favorite bubblegum in a vivid wrapper among the tasty treasures. Family name was on it. Turbo. Triangle fox face poked her nose toward me.
Угощайся.
Take some.
У меня их полные карманы.
My pockets are full of these. Okay, let's take it. I accepted the threat and catching a whiff of the girl's smell. Fur, fireworks, and citrus. The smell of holidays. My finger tingled while I was carefully unwrapping the gum. Peachy aroma entered my nostrils and something else, something unfamiliar but pleasant. The fruity cube ended up in my mouth. Started moving my molars, chewing the gum. Tasted like a usual Turkish gum, only my tongue went a bit numb. Couldn't believe my luck opening the insert. So yeah, maybe you also guys got this. Basically in the gums, bubble gums, you would get like those wrappers and they would have pictures and you could collect it and exchange between each other. It was fun back then. Bubblegum insert games. The type of game where player put bubblegum insert on their palm and try to flip by throwing it in the air. The player who happens to flip one or more insert claims their prize. Those ones were often considered as collectibles. I looked at the Mercedes-Benz, an extremely rare and Benz desirable collector's item for any boy from my previous neighborhood. My heart skipped a beat. I was barely able to tear my eyes off the insert, still stunned.
А это же... Это...
This is...
Теперь понял, что можно найти в лесу?
Now do you see what we can find in the forest?
Только на твоем месте я бы туда в одиночку не ходила.
Still, I won't go there alone if I were you.
Тебе вон от жвачки в забу дыханье сперла.
You get so flustered over simple bubblegum after all.
А представляешь, что с тобой будет, если найдешь чемодан таких фантиков?
Imagine what would happen if you find a travel case worth of these.
Голову напрочь снесет.
It'll sure blow your mind. Unusual threats. Just like everything else about her. I carefully hid the insert in my bag as I was putting a rare butterfly in a can. The fox giggled. This is not how things are supposed to go on a Monday morning. It's Monday morning. Who are you? Sweet. I refrained from asking that question. She wouldn't answer anyway. Or won't she just lie? I really wanted to see what's behind the mask. I was becoming more and more sure that underneath there was just a simple young girl.
Может, Вова тоже нашел сугроб сладостей и теперь кувыркается в нем?
What if Vova also found a snow pile with sweets and is now rolling in it?
Слушай, вдруг он решил остаться в лесу?
Actually, what if he decides to stay in the forest?
Тогда, наверное, ему очень холодно в одной варежке.
How does she know about the mitten? Wait. How does she know about the mitten? What? How does she know? He must be so cold without his second mitten then. The wind caught her words like smoke from a fire and carried them deep into the darkness into the creepy thicket. Trees behind me cracked with their bony branches.
Или с ним что-то случилось в пути.
Or what if something happened to him along the way?
Что-то страшное.
Something terrible. The forest reacted to the words, became alive. It sniffed me out, perking up its ears just like a curious beast. The fox girl pierced me with her eyes again.
Дикие звери?
Wild beasts?
Это, по-твоему, страшно?
You find that scary?
Ну, не знаю.
Well, I don't know.
Не знает.
He doesn't know.
Уж не с двоечником ли я подружилась?
Oh my, have I befriended a dunce? Didn't like being called a dunce yet. Being friends with her sounded nice.
Я хорошист.
My grades are good.
Бел да пушист.
Really now?
Пойдешь со мной?
Will you come with me?
Фашист Антон.
Good grades, Anton?
Найдем твоего Вову и сам его спросишь, что он нашел в этой пуще.
We'll find you, Vovo, and we'll be able to ask him what he found in the deep forest.
Ведь пока мы вместе, никто тебя в лесу не тронет.
As long as you're with me, nothing can hurt you in the forest.
Вот увидишь.
You'll see. Worms of worry writhen in my belly. Better run, whispered my mind.
Я тебе не верю.
I don't believe you.
Ты думаешь, я врунья?
Do you take me for a liar?
Да и пожалуйста, мне никогда никто не верит.
Whatever, you're just like everybody else. The girl sounded hurt, although I didn't know if she was genuine about it. She turned around as if she had immediately lost all interest in me. The calm felt bitter now. I remembered my dad's favorite saying, "Where are your manners, son?" Indeed, this fox was kind to me.
Не обижайся, пожалуйста.
Please don't get mad.
Лисы бывают и добрыми.
Foxes can also be nice,
Ну, как в сказках.
like in fairy tales.
Мне бы только понять, что ты за лиса.
I just need to know what kind of fox you are. The girl giggled, hid the nose of her mask in her hands.
Тогда пойдем со мной в лес, и ты все обо мне узнаешь.
Then follow me into the forest and we'll get to know me.
Но не сейчас, а когда рассветет. А то тебя, бедного, всего аж потряхивает.
But not right now. When it gets bright, I mean your whole body is shaking and you poor thing.
Да выгляди, кондрашка хватит.
You don't wanna you to get a stroke.
Ай да, провожу тебя до школы.
Hey, let me accompany you to school. After hearing this, the dog barked in agreement and stopped messing with the mitten. I leaned in, trying to grab the piece of headwear that almost ran away from me.
Ну, если тебе по пути,
Well, if we're going in the same direction. Look at the thief. We went toward the school and lost dawn. Here and there, the lights came on the window of houses we passed after inhabitants were sending us warning signs. Silhouettes lurked behind the curtain, dogs led occasional barks. Spiral of grey smoke roses from chimneys, TV bustled and dishes changed and clenched in kitchens. We watched the village slowly rise up from its slumber, while carefully treading the snowy well trails. I walked in the left one, she took the right one. The dog was following right behind us. I expected the fox to bring up something weird again, but she stayed silent on the way to the school, as if playing with me some game only she was privy to. She would only giggle from time to time when the dog sneezed from the snowflakes that fell on its nose. I was the first to break the silence.
так как тебя зовут?
So what's your name?
А, ну конечно.
Here it comes.
Имена, имена, имена.
Names, 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 names.
Людям непременно надо вешать ярлыки на все подряд.
Your people always need to put the labels on everything.
Ну и как бы ты назвал такую лису, как я?
What name would you give a fox like me?
Даже не знаю.
I don't know.
Но я читал про лису по имени Алиса.
I've read about Alisa the fox.
А что?
You know what?
Я не против.
I don't mind.
Пусть будет Алиса.
I'll be Alisa. I couldn't understand if she was joking or not. I turned around so if I looking for an answer from the dark sky beward of dawn. My silent question were left unanswered. The school's outline was already on our side. Light in its windows didn't bode well for me. The warden trees were guarding the schoolyard. Screams, childish laughter, and someone's whistling tore up silence. I went heavy with my mount when we just moved, and the place looked cozy at the time. Empty corridors that smelled of polished puffy snow inside. The second time I came alone to get the books and just kept on imagining my peers running down the railings, grade schoolers running to the libraries, and teachers smashing down the corridor with the air of self-importance around them. High schoolers were smoking at the entrance in track pants and wool caps pierced at their foreheads. Their appearance destroyed the last hope for a cozy school. Their stingy eyes and teeth yellow from nicotine, their smirks all of it had the same gloomy effect as the cloudy winter morning. Absorbed by my thoughts, I completely forgot about my companion.
После уроков жду тебя на заднем дворе.
I'll wait for you after the backyard after school,
Возле повешенного.
near the hanged man.
Возле кого?
Near what? She just ignored my question.
Не опаздывай.
Don't be late. I hesitated, blowing hot and cold again. Mom always said that when I would have trouble choosing between two options, think about Mom helped me replaying.
Я после школы сразу домой.
I'm going straight home after school.
Эх, Антоша, Антоша, это я тебя так просто отпустила.
Well, Antosha, I'm going to let you off the hook.
Другие же незаметно подкрадутся со своими улыбочками и вцепятся. Клещами не оторвешь.
Damn. But the others will creep up to you with their smiles and sink their teeth into you, won't be able to shake them off easily.
Попомни мои слова.
Remember my words. Fox opened the mouth to wide yawn. What kind of trick is this?
Антоха!
And instinctively turned around. Huge snowball whizzed past my shoulder and hit the dog. Whipped and ran toward the spring. Darkness devoured it. The fox girl was also nowhere to be seen. She dissolved into frosted air. Or was she hiding in my shadow? I gulped, swallowed the gum. Unlucky. There was a fresh-looking Volga parked nearby with one of its front wheels perched up in the icy curb. Black like self, as if it was straight off the horror story Dad loved to tell me when we hid in the attic during a thunderstorm. I remember him always wearing a sad smile and mentioning the black car that snatched children. He would say, "It looks like a funeral car on the inside with curtains and all. The DSC at its license plate, do you know what that means? Death of Soviet children. Funny, I was born in the USSR too." Pullman was standing near the gate, puffing out a cloud of smoke in the wind. He didn't look like teacher. Was he a PA guy, maybe? Carefully studied his face, and it looked like it was cut from a piece of granite, and his hair a lip that was holding down a cigarette. He was playing around with car keys and staring back at us. I froze in place. The hulking man raised in tone off his eyes and walked toward the roof. Whose nest is this, I wonder? A thieving maid, might be? Then it probably has all sorts of shiny things in it. Piece of colorful glasses, bottle caps, polished coins, or child braces. Buzzing crowd of upperclassmen with their winter hats tipped on the side, better not draw their attention. But did you check everything out? Looks like we did. Could hear muffled voices behind the doors. Saw blinking lamps. So I wonder what happens now. Darkness crept along the windows, and it felt like the school was drifting in up space like a lone last spaceship. Вписание уроков. Schedule plan. Attention, child is missing. After going up to second floor, I noticed the crowd around the noticing board. Everyone was talking apart in a lively discussion. I moved closer to take a look at some everyone was interested in through a wall of backpacks. There was a piece of paper with something printed or glued to the left of the notice board. Attention, child missing. Vova Mateyuk, 10 years old. Vova Mateyuk, 10 years old, grade 4B. He left his home on January the 5th around 4 p.m. and never returned. Was last seen at the bridge over the Smorodina River. He was wearing an orange coat with a hot black wool cap and a scarf and mittens with green stripes. Might have had a plastic toy gun on him. Feature 142 centimeters tall, skinny brown hair and green eyes. Please call these numbers if you have any information. 36722 or 02. Police. Vova's parents. Child missing. Vova Matikin, that was his name. 4th grader. On the grainy print, Vova looked dead with a black mouth and black empty sockets. Could it be that the darkness dwelling deep in the forest invaded his pores and mutilated his face? A plastic toy gun couldn't protect him from what whispering branches and the howling wind. Empty eyes of the lost boy pierced through my soles of bleeding. Unable to meet his stare, I turned around and rushed to the window, took a seat on the window sill. Oh yeah, I remember these types of schools. Brings back memories, man. The corridor was slowly filling up with children and groups of few. Nobody paid me any mind. In the darkness of school toilet, child voices were hammering a nursery rhyme. For the fox and for the bear, bunny, taste meals prepare. I turned my head toward them, trying to get a better look at features, but then my attention was stolen by a loud clicking sound. Female teacher marched down the corridor with her chin raised up high. Her heels were hitting the floor like miniature hooves. A girl was traveling her every step. She was also looking pompous, stomping along the way and whispering some secret in her friend's ear. She was probably class rep since she was carrying an attendance register book.
Екатерина, возьми, пожалуйста.
Ekaterina, take this, please. Teacher opened the classroom door, and the crowd of children swarmed in, screaming and pushing. Out of all of them, a tall red-headed fat boy caught my attention. His face was full of blisters. He looked like he was in the inside of pomegranates. Oh, he has acne. Pimples. Damn. Been there, been there. Been there. Bad feeling rose up the hair of the back of my head. I've seen boys like him before. Unsettled eyes, crackling laughter. Girl who was smiling, a copy of the teacher warned the boy with a wave her hand and entered the room through the clearing in the crowd. Some other guy stood in the way of the crowd and the redhead immediately shoved him. Move your legs, moron. The boy flew hard was following his hands, trying to keep his balance. The fatso burst out laughing, and a couple of kids joined his nasty cackling. They lacked something like was snipping with huge grand scissors. The classroom sucked all of the kids and the corridor stood empty. I wanted to grow roots and stay on the windsow. Just a handful of lampposts outside were battling of the darkness, fighting the fluorescent fish of the black ocean. Oh, that's beautiful. It could be like a cool thumbnail. Let me save. Maybe I can still run away. Go outside, dissolve the dark. Imagine myself running through snow, how it squeaks under my boots and how I become lighter and lighter with every step. The rings thrill blew the illusion away. I tore myself from the window with great effort, then took a couple of deep breaths, trying to at least calm down my mad pulse, and entered the classroom. Prim teacher looked at me over the frame for glass of clearly annoyed.
Я новенький.
I am the transferred student.
Мне вот сказали к вам подойти.
I was told to come here. Snowy frost trail was winding in front of my eyes. The pine rustled, but I didn't sound predatory anymore. It didn't sound predatory anymore. She buried herself in the register and flicked through the pages.
А фамилия-то как?
Your last name?
Петров.
Petrov?
Громче говори.
Huh, what are you mumbling there?
Чего мям?
Петров.
Petrov.
Нет такого.
You're not on the list? She measured me with a long and heavy stare as I tried to see if I was lying. I wanted to sink through the floor. Hazy Face observed all of this from the left. The classroom braided and snorted unusual like a living organism, like a dangerous beast.
Ты не ошибся?
Are you sure?
Нет такого в списке.
I don't have any in my register. My knees chose the worst time to start shaking and I felt dizzy. I clenched my fist so hard my knuckles became white.
Мне сказали, 204 кабинет, Лилия Павловна, 6 В.
They told me to come to class 204 to ask for Lilia Pavlovna, class 6C. Apparently everyone in class took my words for some sort of joke because they were all laughing.
Что за бардак?
What's wrong with this school? Classroom felt silent. It hit their smirks for a better occasion.
Понаберут студентов.
Why do we hire so many interns?
Только знают, что губяки свои малевать. А я разгребай, значит.
They all know how to put lipstick all over their bulging lips, but when it comes to real problems, I have to solve everything.
А бумаги-то кто заполнять будет? Не первый раз ведь уже.
How did they send you here without any proper paperwork? We had the same thing happen so many times already.
Подожди здесь.
Wait here,
Сейчас.
I'll be back.
Сейчас я им устрою.
After I have a little chat with them. The teacher flew past me, mumbling something to herself in righteous anger, that was left standing in the center of the classroom. Like a convict in front of a firing squad, I lowered my gaze, feeling like the mocking stare from all around the classroom directed at me. They pricked on my skin, danced on its laser signs. Once again, I imagined running far away from the place, fighting the crowing wind, soaring high above the pines in a long jump. Within the wind, my back is my only companion. The eyes of my future classmate were asking, "This new boy? Is he one of us or an outsider?" Somebody whispered something and stiff laugh rolled through the classroom.
Доску вытри!
Wipe the board. It was easy to guess who was the main prankster here.
Эй, очкарик!
Hey, Four Eyes.
Ты чё, не только слепой, но еще и глухой?
Are you not only blind but also deaf?
Доску вытри, говорю!
I said, wipe the board. My knees weren't the only one shaking part of my body anymore. My prayers were answered by the powers that wait.
Ты чё, доску вытри!
Okay. It was trembling from head to toe, and I prayed the teacher come back sooner. My prayers were answered by the powers that be.
Ну что мне с тобой делать-то?
What should I do now with you?
Куда сажать, а?
Where will you sit?
Давай-ка сядь, наверное, с Семеном.
Well, you can sit with Simone, I guess.
Он все равно один.
He's alone anyway.
Еще чего?
No way. Petsa put his backpack on the set beside him in defiance, scratching his belly and smirked.
Ты опять за старое?
Are you back to your old tricks?
Снова бабушку в школу вызывать?
Should I call you grandma? Here again. Class manager went silent.
А чё она мне сделает?
And what she's gonna do?
Не она, так я тебе сделаю.
I'll be the one that do something if she doesn't.
Рюкзак убрал быстро.
Put away your backpack now. Simon didn't move a muscle. He started studying the portraits of writers on the wall, looking bored. I need to do something to resolve this somehow to save myself. Yeah, I cleaned my throat and continued a stifled voice that sounded nothing like me.
Я могу за последнюю парту сесть.
I can sit in the last row.
Там, кажется, свободно.
I think there's a free seat. The teacher nodded loudly. She looked at me, then at Simon, then back at me.
Ладно,
Fine.
садись пока туда.
Go there for now.
А с тобой, Бабурин, мы еще поговорим.
And you, Baburin, I'll have a talk with you later.
Чтобы подошел после уроков.
Come to me after classes.
Будешь по классу дежурить, ясно?
You'll be on cleaning duty, got it? Simon forced out a twisted smile. Juiced pimples were growing on the tip of his nose, ripe for the taking. I walked carefully, afraid to stumble and fall, causing another outburst of laughter from anyone. I took my seat at the back at the last table, where I was met with a pile of old posters. The outcasts took their seats and the class were ready to start.
Вот и хорошо.
Now this is
Начнем
settled.
урок.
Let's start the class.
Тема. Традиции русской и мировой литературы в рассказе Зощенко «Не надо врать».
Today's theme is traditions of Russian and international literature in Zoshensko's Don't Lie. Fatsa turned back at me. His stare informed me of the coming days, weeks, and months of bullying. I've got my eyes on you, said his watery look. I would just punch him. In just a couple of periods, I had already noticed a harsh yellow spit stain on my notebook. An asshole. And at the cafeteria, this Simon accidentally spilled a glass of compote on me. Compote is like a fruit juice. The sad drink brewed from a mix of dry fruit and berries. And then he flayed his hands around after exiting the toilet. Some sort of liquid from his hands would get on me. Just before the final period for today, Simon pushed me into a bustling crowd of girls from our class. They made me away cursing, but I couldn't hold my balance and ended up ramming my face into a girl I took for the class rep before right in her chest. Oh! I immediately stepped back, dying from embarrassment.
Прости, ты в порядке?
I'm sorry, you alright?
Я...
And then she suddenly put her hands on her hips.
Нет, ну вы посмотрите на него.
Will you look at him?
Облапал меня прямо у всех на глазах.
Grouping me in front of everyone.
Я сейчас все маме расскажу.
I tell my mom.
Тебя из школы выгонят, извращенец.
They'll expel you, pervert. There was some sort of sadistic pleasure in her eyes, as if she was a child who was about to put a lit up match to the cafe, which affair's beetle.
Я нечаянно, меня толкнули.
Didn't mean to, he pushed me.
Все видели. Слепых среди нас нет.
We'll all saw that, you know, no blind among us. She stared at my glass while showing me a creepy smile. I started to fume on the inside, but Simon's laughter cooled my head.
Толкнули? Чё, правда?
I pushed you? You sure? He swaggered up to me and enveloped me in a smell of sunflower seeds and rotting teeth and then pushed me to the ground.
Вот так, да?
Like this?
Чё ты сделаешь?
What you gonna do? And the bully towered over me as if I was saying, come on, hit me. Let me see you try. Fight back.
Слушай,
Listen, you. My throat went dry, my lips were moving on their own, and my voice was akin to a stiff squeal. Even with a mocking smile.
давай, продолжай, очкарик.
Go on, Four Eyes.
Чё примолк-то?
Why did you stop?
Нам всем очень интересно.
We are all waiting.
Если еще хоть раз меня тронешь...
If you ever touch me again. Simon slowly stuck out a finger and poked up my forehead.
Натронул и чё?
I did, so what?
Еще хоть раз
If you ever do it again.
тронул.
Here.
А
Here.
вот еще.
Once more.
И еще.
And again. And again.
И еще.
And again. He was poking me with his finger so hard that my head tilted backward. I must not cry, or I'll be done for.
Чё
What
ты
will
мне
you wimp
сделаешь,
like you
мямля?
do to me? My vision went blurry. My soul stood off the floor. I rushed forward and threw a random punch without looking. Ooh! What I saw when I opened my eyes was so beautiful and horrifying at the same time. Simeon was holding his ear and blinking in amazement. Was I the first person to rebel against his absolute rule?
Стоп!
Эна!
I need to run, but I was already surrounded by his cronies.
Лилия Павловна!
Lilia Pavlovna,
Лилия Павловна! Петров Бабурина ударил!
Petrov just hit Baburin. Simon's cheek grew even redder, and his pimples even whiter, like the heads of larvae. But a smile flashed on his face that was only noticed among his comrades. Really close to me, the smell of rotten teeth and washed over me. Dude,
Тебе
you
пиздец.
are fucking done. His voice was evil and dangerous, like someone tore off his lid from a kettle with boiling fat. I was waiting to get it, counting the thumbs of my hand, and guess where his fist will go. The solar plexus to jar the nose. But he just turned around and walked off. I thought a cold and sober and extremely irrational popped up in my head. I'm going to get killed today. Maybe I should have endured, I don't know. I was late to leave the school after classes on purpose. Simon didn't attend the last period, so I was hopeful. What if he decided to dodge the cleaning duty and I ran home, forget all about me? I have the sign of relief, like someone on death row where execution was delayed by a day. But I didn't let myself forget. His scary electric smirk. While the other students were leaving the school laughing loudly, I was pretending to skim through my books. Near a window, I was staring outside nervously. Simon was nowhere to be found, the front yard near the school gate. I mean, I don't know if it was the right decision. At this moment, I kind of felt it was like the right move to do. Maybe I was wrong. You never know. You never know. I didn't really believe I was this lucky, so I decided to be extra cautious and stayed for some more time in the corridor. It was gradually getting less crowded. All of the bustle moved in the... What was that? In the first floor. There was a skeleton peeking out of the biological room. Some jokesters put a cap with the American condor on its head. The sound of running water were coming from the bathroom. I was the only person left in the whole school. I'm not alone, a sudden thought came to mind. I remember the missing boy. His portrait was on the notice board, near the schedule. I remember his smile. Wait, his smile changed. The cat looks different. Him looking at me. And the fact that he's mostly likely already dead.
Привет.
Hello. I shuddered and turned around. It's Alisa. At first my eyes stumbled upon the black violin case. Then I noticed a girl from my class was holding it. She sat in the first row of the second column. I could swear I caught her looking at me a couple of times. I was sneaking glances at her myself. Some days I just feel nice to look at something pretty that springs the sky, or a girl that's not in the crowd that laughs at Simon's jokes. And she wasn't whispering the dirty laundry of other people to Katya. She spent all the breaks just like me, staying in the classroom or looking in the window or drawing something in her green notebook.
Здравствуй.
Hello. I turned red and pretended I was studying the pattern of the wooden floor.
Круто ты ему врезал.
It was cool the way you hit him.
Это вышло случайно.
It was just an accident, almost. Start showing bags in my backpack to at least put something in my hands.
Вроде Семен раньше таким не был.
Simone wasn't like that before.
Он к нам недавно перевелся.
He also transferred here just recently.
Бабушка мне его по секрету сказала, что он словно взбесился.
His grandma told me that it almost felt like he went mad.
Семена даже старшеклассники побаиваются. Представляешь?
Even the upperclassmen fear Simone. Did you know?
А ты вот молодец.
But you're different.
Не струсил.
You're brave.
Угу.
I mumbled in reply. Yeah, right. Me brave? A hero that has been standing around in the hallway to avoid beating. The girl looked at me with her clear, attentive eyes. What does attentive mean?
А ты за рекой живешь?
Do you live over the river?
В том деревянном доме?
In that wooden house?
Ну да.
Yeah?
Там, наверное, страшно.
Must be scary living there.
Да еще через лес идти.
You also have to cross the forest.
Я бы так не
I
смогла.
wouldn't be able to do that. Shivered at the mention of the forest. I thought of intertwining branches of snake-like trail of endless darkness that spread like mold among the crooked trees. So I straightened up light.
Да не так уж там и страшно.
It's not that scary.
А что тебя так пугает?
What's so scary about it for you? She smiled after a brief pause. As if brushing off a daydream.
Да так. Ничего.
Well, actually, never mind.
Меня, кстати, Полина зовут.
My name is Palyana, by the way.
А меня Антон.
And I'm Anton.
Ну, это я знаю.
I already know that.
Слушай,
Hey, Anton. She stumbled as if trying to decipher whether she should continue.
А что ты делаешь после школы?
What are you doing after school? My chest felt pricky after her innocent question, yet somehow it felt pleasant. Wait. Alina told me. Wait. Alina? Alina told me that they tried to get all like happy and forward to me, but then they're trying to get all like angry and like try to kill me. What if she's like one of the evil ones and Simeon is like trying to protect me? Am I like cooking or am I like going insane? You know what I mean? Is it like... I don't know, man. Is it wrong? Like, it might. Maybe? Maybe? I don't know. My chest felt prickly after her innocent question, yet somehow I felt pleasant.
Ничего такого.
Nothing much. Why is it gets dark? I stumbled and didn't finish my sentence. What the fuck? At least a predatory smile flashed in front of my eyes. Her playful eyes and slit on the mask will probably just produce my imagination though. What if the fox girl is waiting for me after school? Was it another of her weird jokes? I wonder if she's hiding big red tail under the coat. Suddenly get covered with heads of sweat like after PE class. I wanted to take a shower as if just thinking of fox girl made me dirty, so soiled my clothes, threw me into the forest embrace.
У меня сейчас занятие, скрипка, а потом я свободна.
I have a violin lesson and then I'll be free.
Дедушка мне репетитора нанял.
My grandpa hired me a private tutor.
Наш учитель музыки, он же скрипач. А здесь, в поселке, ему некому преподавать.
Our music
Только
teacher
мне.
is a violinist, and he doesn't have anyone to teach here except for me. She waved her free hand in the air, imitating the movement of her bow on a violin string. I could almost hear the music. Chased Lisa out of my head. I looked at Paulina's lips, catching her every word, and was frozen from the unusual sensation. They were warm, soothing, and tingly. I felt like I was very small, and feelings were immense, and they couldn't fit inside me.
Тут говорят, что у нас в поселке маньяк завелся.
They say there's a serial killer on the loose in the village.
Раньше со школы меня всегда дедушка забирал, но в последнее время ему не здоровится.
Normally, Grandpa would escort me from school, but he's been sick lately. Snuka glanced at Vova's photo. His eyebrows were studying me. His lips were wearing black lipstick. Just like the pottery on our gravestone.
Ты не подумай, я не трусишка, просто...
I mean, I'm not a coward, it's just...
Просто мне кажется, что с тобой будет безопаснее.
I think I'll be safer together with you.
Антон, ты сможешь проводить меня до дома?
Will you come home with me, Anton? Dude, what do we answer? There it was. Finally, everything that I read about the adventure books, everything that I dreamed about was seeping into my life. A mysterious crime, a beautiful stranger, and a heroic duel. A duel? Thinking of Simone instantly sobered me up, returned me back to earth, and it started shaking under my feet, like a deck of ship. Finally could rise to occasion in the front of Paulina. Because no matter how brave I was trying to act, it was so obvious for both of us that I wouldn't be able to stand a chance against a big guy like that. Him knocking me out won't even be the worst of it. The worst part is that Paulina will see all of that. And she'll laugh at me like everyone else. No, I don't need anybody to see me in such shameful state.
Сегодня вряд ли получится.
And then something will happen to her, right? I doubt I'll be able to do.
Ты же знаешь, Семен, скорее всего, караулит на школьном дворе.
You know, Simeon is waiting for me outside.
Лучше мне с ним разобраться лично, по-мужски.
I need to deal with him on one like a man. Nonsense.
Глупости какие.
Paulina brushed off some hair off her forehead and it sensed a weak aroma of blackberry. Paulina was like water when you were thirsty. You gulped it down and still wanted more. I remembered the summer evenings in the country house, the fire punch smoke, the berries hanging out over the fence from the neighbors and soft cover of pine needles under my soles. Those few peaceful days when I felt completely safe. My mom resting at the hammock, my dad putting meat in the skewer. On the skewer, could have I foreseen the upcoming catastrophe in the crackle of the coals and our parents' laugh into the smell of fleeting July? Could have I seen how fragile that world was?
Думаешь, этот дикарь будет честно драться?
Do you really think that the savage will give you a fair fight?
Со своими дружками набросятся всем скопом, опомниться даже не дадут.
He'll just farm you with his friends without giving you a chance to catch a break. Catch a breath. Paulina suddenly flashed a devious smile.
Но если мы пойдем вместе, это их ошарашит.
But if we go together, they will be put off.
Я же не только первая скрипка на деревне. Я ведь еще и девочка.
I'm not only the first violin of the village, but I'm also a girl.
Слышала от знакомого хулигана, что он никогда не нападает на кого-то в присутствии девушки.
I've heard from a delinquent. I know that they'll never attack someone when there's a girl around.
Представляешь, у них кодекс чести такой.
Can you imagine they have this weird code of honor? The delinquent, you know, thought worried. Better than me. All are more handsome.
Ой, мне на музыку пора.
Oh, I have to go to music class. She made a couple of steps and stopped. Amazing, Paulina didn't look like those beauties from the magazine posters or the actresses from the movies. But in the flickering light of the ceiling lamps, she looked much more alluring.
А ты играешь на чем-нибудь?
Can you play anything? My parents brought me a guitar a couple years ago. Immediately remembered my meager attempts on making music. Change, we're only waiting for change. Tsoy's song. Tsoy is like one of the most beloved singer in Russia. Viktor Tsoy, a singer and a frontman of popular Soviet rock band Kino that played mix of new wave and post-punk. Their hit song Перемена Change is one of the most popular rock tracks of the new Russian era. Died in a car accident. Yeah. The guitar got lost somewhere as I refusing to move to the old house near the forest. I think my parents gave it away to someone that needed it more.
Увы, не играю.
I don't, sadly. A pity.
Жалко. Ну ладно, я побежала.
Oh well, I'll be going.
Пока!
Bye. Her shout was captured by the loud echo. Her shoes also echoed through the school hallways.
Пока!
Bye. I wasn't sure if Polina heard me. I looked at the window again. The schoolyard was empty, just a couple of grade schoolers throwing snowball at each other. Nobody who looked like the hulking Simon with his cronies. This was giving me hope. What should I do? Polina could become my friend, the first one in this new place. Besides, she might be a real danger of meeting a killer and I'll be a defender her night. Even though my inner voice was hesitant and whispered about running away from the killers lurking in the woods at night, Polina was worth the risk. But the red cunning fox was also intriguing. She promised me to help look for Vova, and this will bring me a reward. Gifts for Olya. The red cunning. She promised me to help look for Vova, and this will bring me a reward. Money will almost guarantee peace in my family. Gifts for Olya. Imagine my sister happy like those who get prizes from Supnova. What is Supnova? Sergei Supnov, a Soviet and Russian TV host, the most proficient showman, hosted Inquis out. Okay. When he crashed his snowmobile into the river prior. I know who that is, okay. Damn. She'll be dancing with the famous singer, maybe new popular boys band like Ivanishka International. Ivanishka International is like similar to Backstreet Boys. A Russian boy band that was popular in the 90s, early 2000s. Was considered of three singers, songwriter and vocalist Igor Thorin died to a fall from the 6-story balcony. The official police report claimed that to be suicide. Oliko Yukashkin substituted him in the band and later died from cirrhosis. Yeah. Mom and dad hugged in the Stansky pavilion. Dude, I need to buy myself a new thingy. A mouse. My mom and dad hugging in the Ostankino pavilion. Ivanishka International, okay. And then I was going to Disneyland. An abundant zinc bucket with a rack on the top of it filled the brim with murky tap water. A dragon of salt chemicals and the stench of so intense that I felt sick. I staggered away from it, praying that I don't meet the same fate as the person on cleaning duty. So now we have to decide. Turn me around, I'll tell you. Stupid, I bet something offensive is written on the other side. I wonder how long would Simon keep turning it around and failed for in his hands. Somebody left their school shoes on the windowsill. Judging from the size, they belong to a boy my age. It's now the question, right? What we should do. I also think that's a good point to stop, because if I remember correctly, guys, let me just make sure there are only 4 episodes. Give me a sec to check out, because I might be mistaken. And it is kinda late right now. It's like past midnight. Game is cool. Let me see. How many episodes Tiny Bunny? Many episodes in Tiny Bunny? 5 episodes. 4. There's some. Oh. Yeah, there are like 5 episodes, 4 are available. How long is each episode? Let me check. So the game is like 5 hours, but man. Yeah, we're gonna play this game later. I seen like how long this is, and that's a good point to stop. It's a cool game. It's a cool game. It is a great game. It is a great game. It's a great game. Spooky game. Kinda unexpected as well, if you ask me. Let me change some stuff, because it is low-key late. Wow. But now I'm thinking like, which way we want to go. Kinda think it would be smart to go with Paulina instead of the Alina situation. Because if we go Paulina, we would help her out. I think it's a cool thing, and we would have finally a friend, you know. So I will probably pick Paulina. Kind of like gives me the better idea to do. Because if we don't, then stuff will end up strangely. So what happened there? We got another like a ban. Somebody got banned. Yo. I wanna quickly say thank you everybody for joining for the late hour stream. I had a lot of fun. It was scary. I wanna say thank you Luma Honey Drop again for the generous donation. Like, you didn't have to. That's like, that's insane. It's like insane. I don't know what to say. How about we raid somebody, and I know exactly who we're gonna raid, and that somebody is not Pitch, is Chip. Where are they? Let's go raid Chipmunk SOS. They are super fun. I enjoy their streams, so I hope you will have fun with them too. Again, thank you everybody. I had a lot of fun. We're gonna continue playing Tiny Bunny with a bunch of people and explore everything else. Thank you, everybody. Love you all. See you all around.